Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is Judge Judy.
Healthcare aide Obina Onye Agucha is suing his former employer, Frank Curran, for wages and medical bills after he ran over his foot.
Order. All rise. It's case number 170 on the calendar in the matter of Onye Agucha versus Curran.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Seat, please.
Pronounce your name for me again.
Onye Agucha, madam.
Does anybody call you anything for short?
Obi.
Obi.
Like Star Wars.
Would you mind, because I'm going to be referring to you frequently, they call you Obi?
No problem. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You were hired as a caregiver by the defendant to work a certain number of hours for him a day.
Yes.
How did you find the job?
Through Craigslist.
And was this the first time you had advertised on Craigslist for a caregiver?
Going to Karns taking on Central tonight. This one's already 7-0. Karns already up in this one. Last time I checked, we'll try to get an update for you. Yeah, still 7-7 now. Look at that, man. I got to update, put a new battery in my laptop here. All right, 7-7 the score in the second quarter in this one. And Central coming in 7-2. They're looking to keep that momentum going heading into the postseason.
Oh yeah, they have looked red hot, and that all starts with the quarterback, Caden Long. He has been phenomenal this year. He's one of the nominees for Mr. Football, and it's why not? You know, he's leading the state in just about every category right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's a junior. He'll be back again next year. So, I mean, this is just year one, or, you know, one more year to watch him play. Now, Karns with the football right now. They're going airborne as well. Karns looking to end here on a high note. 3-6 on the season right now. They'd love nothing better than to come in and just put a little bit of a damper on Central season.
Right. You know, you're not playing for a position in the playoffs in this, but you are playing for pride, respect, and hey, if you can knock one off of the Bobcats, that's exactly how you want to end your season.
Yeah, leave with a good taste in your mouth and also something to kind of carry you into that next season. That is for sure. So Karns taking a little bit of time there. They're not in a huge hurry. I figured they got to think the longer we keep Central's offense off the field, the better, right? This time, though, they're going to run the ball. Big hole there. Nice cutback as well. Big gain, getting close to midfield. So Karns this time getting a job. Good job by the big guys up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And George Cameron, the 5'10 running back, a sophomore, he's getting some chunk yardage there. Big play for the Beavers.
Yeah, big play for them. They'll try to keep this going. Again, 7-7 ball game. You know, we've seen Karns a couple times during this season, and they've been in some pretty good games, but then toward the end is where they let it start to slip away. But they've been able to play everybody pretty much straight up for at least first half into that third quarter.
Right, and that's tough, especially when we see Central, and it's the exact opposite. They seem to get better as it goes along. Right. Fourth quarter, that's their best friend. They've had so many close victories this year, so they're probably hoping that it doesn't come down to that tonight.
Keep it on the ground again. There you go. Did not get out of bounds. The clock will keep running. Central coming into this game, though, this is what's so interesting, I think. They've won 3 in a row. The last 3 wins have been by 3 points or less. I mean, they're not blowing anybody out of the ballpark, but they're doing just enough, and in some cases, keeping their composure like we saw last week and pulling out a victory.
Right, they're called the Cardiac Cats for a reason right now. That's been a much-deserved nickname. We've seen that over and over again. I was down in McMinn County when they had that game that they took down to the wire, went on the road. So whether it's at home or away, they just have so much composure late in the game, especially with a lot of guys that will be returning next year.
Let's see what Karns can do with this. They try to keep possession here. Again, they're going to keep it on the ground. That time Central kind of read that one. They saw that one coming straight up the middle.
Right, the front line, they might not be the biggest group, but that's a group that loves to get after the ball, get after the quarterback, and get in the backfield as soon as possible.
Karns last week lost to West 45-7. That's a team that has had a huge turnaround, the West Rebels. But they ran into a tough West team last week. Karns has lost 4 of their last 5 games. The only win in there about 2 weeks ago against Mo East, that was 51-12. So we know they can put some points up on the board, that's for sure.
Right, and Central, again, they're known for their offense. So if they can put this into a shootout, that's exactly what Karns is going to like to do, I'm sure.
All right, we got a timeout on the field. They're going to talk something over there. We saw Austin Slover, the quarterback for Karns, walking back over to the sideline. All right, let's pick up another highlight, Alcoa and Anderson County. That is our game of the week. All the marbles to play for in this one, right? You've got Anderson County 6-2, Alcoa 9-0. And we've been looking forward to this matchup for you. We showed you Anderson County with a deep ball to kind of get things going to take a 7-0 lead, but it's a 7-7 game now. And there's Alcoa coming right back here with a nice touchdown, deep throw for you there as well. This Alcoa team can strike at any moment, as we have seen throughout the season. Jameer Dean, the junior there. Here, watch this one more time, but so many weapons on this team.
He didn't have to slow down one bit there. And I mean, that's what we've seen all year from Alcoa. Is they've looked nearly untouchable. So Anderson County really needed to jump on top early to kind of, just give them that courage of, hey, we can do this. But man, Alcoa, they're just so tough this year.
Yeah, they really
and
are.
Every year.
Yeah, and every year. That's true.
For the last 10 years.
10 years, right, the last decade. And what's so wild is they've moved up there in 4A. A lot of people, you got to remind them they're not in 3A again. So they're going to try to get their first 4A title, and right now they are obviously the team to beat. Thomas Manu, by the way, a quarterback. We can't talk enough about him as well, but we'll get more opportunities to watch him play. But right now, Anderson County with the football. The Mavs are going to try to answer here as they're moving the ball downfield. So big game for Anderson County as well. There you see the scores. We mentioned it, 7-7 in the second. Still plenty of time to go here before we get to the break. But for Anderson County, you got to sit back and think, okay, we got Alcoa coming in, but we got them at home.
Right.
And that's a tough place for other people to win.
I was just telling Casey the other day, I'm like, Anderson County might be the coolest high school football atmosphere I've ever experienced in my life. I've been to a lot of high school football games.
Yeah, no, it is. They do it up right there. That time Gillum with the handoff to Thompson, and we're going to be calling those two names all night long, I think, for Anderson County. If you can stop them, you can do okay. Hey, there's Ella, by the way.
That's our superstar tonight. Happy retirement, Ella. She has had a wonderful career there in Anderson County, got a ring of her own. Now she's riding off into the sunset as she's finishing out the season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we've got a highlight of her tonight. There she goes. This is what Ella does. I mean, she's been doing this since like 2019, right? She goes out and gets the tee after the kick, brings it back, but Casey K did a great story tonight. Hopefully wonderful. A lot of people had a chance to catch it. If not, look for it on our website. But
if you missed that, definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
WATE.com.
There you go. Easy to find for you. We'll have it for you there. Back to the live action, though. And good stop right there. Alcoa coming up big. We talk a lot about Alcoa's offense, but boy, you got to take your hats off to the defense as well. This team has only allowed 47 points this season. I mean, my goodness, right?
No, everybody's looking at the numbers on
61 points.
61 points. Under 7 points a game this year, and I think there are 4 shutouts in the mix as well. So, yeah, points are pretty hard to come by. 21 of those points came against Maryville in week 1, so they have not allowed very much since then.
No, not really. And you sit there and you mentioned Maryville, too. Boy, what a season they had. What a game they had last night, taking care of Oak Ridge.
Oh, yeah, that one was never in doubt. We saw early on, okay, might hang around, but no, Maryville rolled in that one 34-0. It was a running clock at the end.
Got a handful of teams we're going to have to keep an eye on as they go through the playoffs here that obviously have state title potential. Well, another team we'll be watching for you is Central. A turnover, we understand, a pickoff here, interception. So now they've got the ball just on the other side of midfield, and we'll kind of get our first chance to watch Caden Long and company. Last time we checked, this one was also all knotted up at 7 apiece. Long, the quick pass. You'll see this a lot from Central as well. They'll go across the middle, but they like to do that quick little out pass too.
Yeah, and why not when you got the weapons that Caden has around him? Javson Badgett, he's got guys. Torin McAfee, he mentioned, he listed 5 or 6 guys off when I talked to him a few weeks back, and he just, it doesn't matter who's on the field. I don't care if it's a freshman, a senior, they're going to make plays for me, and that's why I have the numbers this year. It's not just me. I got guys that can do it all around me.
Yeah, and then you look at the line up there. You see the guys standing up there in front of them that will be protecting him during this game. Just a good-sized line. I'm trying to see here, 66, Britton Schrader. He's a sophomore. You saw he kind of towers above everybody when he's standing up there. All right, so here we go, Caden Long. He likes to work out of the shotgun. This time, though, coming right at you, wide open. A nice little pitch and catch there for a J.J. Sackey.
Right, you don't see that much at the high school level when the ball is on path to the receiver before he even turns his head. That was just a beautiful place ball. The receiver not even looking when that ball is on its way into the breadbasket.
That's something recruiters will be looking at, too.
Oh, yeah.
Over on the college level. But, boy, they're getting it done at Central. All right, here we go. They're not wasting any time here. Central with the ball. They like to kind of keep that momentum going. This time on the keeper. Has a few blockers out in front of him, picks up a first down and more, so a big carry there, and Central right now just making it look easy.
Yeah, and they've done that all year long. And like you mentioned, the last thing that you want from Karns is to have Central's offense on the field, because especially Caden Long, he can, as good as he can throw the ball, he's averaging over 100 yards rushing per game as a quarterback. That's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. Last week, by the way, 18 of 25, 423 yards in the air, 4 touchdown passes. So, yeah, he can do it however he wants to do it, right? Here you go, another nice pass here. The intention there to Sackey, but Sackey's looking for the flag. The ref says, I don't think so.
Let him play. Let him play. If we're getting calls for Central, this game's got no shot in Karns' favor. Let them get to be aggressive, and they might have a chance out here on defense.
Going to make them earn that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, my goodness. All right, so Central, as we mentioned, they beat William Blount last week. That was a tight game, though, 40-39. As we mentioned, their last 3 games, they've won by 3 points or less. They've been in some tight battles, that is for sure. And this one right now, 7-7 on the scoreboard. This time they keep it on the ground, though. Try to pick up a few yards there on the far side.
You got to love the balance. Mostly when they're running the ball, it's going to be Caden Long out of the backfield because he just loves to spread it. But, of course, you got guys back there that can do it all in the run game.
Yeah, rushing-wise, this team averaging about 164, 165 yards a game.
Central already locking up the 2 seed in the region, so this one might help them in positioning for who they get matched up with in regionals.
Long, oh my goodness, now look at that. You know things are going your way when the defense bats it down and you got a lineman there to try to pick it up and catch it. It doesn't really pick up much after that, but it wasn't a turnover.
All right, the senior Seth Laws, that, his one shining moment right there. As soon as that ball falls into his hands, he said, hey, I'm looking up. I'm looking for green grass. Let's go.
He'll be thinking about that one for the rest of the night. Afterwards, we'll be talking about that.
There's nothing more fun than a big boy trucking it downhill, looking for the end zone, looking for pay dirt.
This is one of those games, though. If you're Central, you kind of want to get out here and get a good lead. Maybe in the second quarter you can rest some of your starters, keep them. You don't want the injury bug to hit or anything like that. For Karns, that's how they can really kind of spoil things for Central. If anything, they make them play to the whistle to the end of the game tonight.
Right, exactly. When you're a team that's going to be matched up against Central, which right now, we might get a David Crockett, we might get a Morristown West, one of those Region 1 teams. They're saying, hey, if you take anything out of Central that you can, because right now they look untouchable.
I'll tell you what, they're running some time off the clock, that's for sure. Just over 5 minutes to go here until halftime at Central. And again, it's still just a 7-7 game. So again, take your hats off to Karns. They've played tough in the first half this season. The question is for Karns, can they go back in the locker room and say, okay, we need to duplicate what we just did?
All right, you want to go into the half with the momentum. You want to have the lead. Everybody does. But in this game specifically, if you want to have a chance, you probably need at least a 7-point spot going into the third quarter because, like we said, Central, they can score on a dime.
Yeah, they really can. They can score quickly, and as we've seen, they can be down by a dime and still come back and win.
No problem.
Right. They don't panic. And that is something you got to take your hat off to the coaching staff and to this team as well. All right, teams come back out on the field. Let's see what they've talked about. Central looking to take the lead here if they can get the ball in the end zone, or let's get a field goal out of all of this.
This is the range in the field where you're going to see a pump fake and a tuck from Caden Long. He loves to get us in that first and goal situation.
Well, he's got some pressure. He's going to have to scramble right now. Now he's going to have to take off. He's got no one to go to. And you know what? Look at him still battling. He says, I'm not going out of bounds. Lost the ball, but Karns says they got it. But I got to think that maybe the field, the turf caused the fumble there. I'm thinking he was down.
At the very least, it looked like it bounced out of bounds, but Karns seems to think that they got the ball. They're jumping up and down like they got it. Okay. All right, could have been a turnover.
Yeah, we're told it was fourth down on that play. So he got close. He may not have gotten. He was reaching. I think that's what we were seeing there. It was 4th and 13. We're told he was trying to get to the marker, and I think he probably got 12 out of that.
It looks exactly like the Beavers' offense is taking over. So it looks like he was short, and that's a huge stop for Karns because, like I said, anytime the Central has the ball, there's a good chance they're going to find their way to the end zone.
But you called it. Now, I don't know if he intended to run.
Yeah.
But he really had no choice.
Yeah, 4th and 13, I think the design was a pass. But
Hey, but he almost got it, which says a lot for him. All right, here we go. Let's see what Karns can do. They're going to keep it on the ground as well. Pick up a few yards there. Cameron again with the carry. Saw him once before. All right, let's find out what's going on. Clinton taking on Halls right now. We've got a highlight from this one for you. Want to pick up on this game taking place up in North Knoxville. And let's check out the action. Last time we checked in on Halls, they scored. And hey, you know what? They're doing it again. There you go with the touchdown. And this time, Michaelis Daniel, I think he scored the last time we checked in on him. So Daniel with at least 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, have yourself a game. Let's keep racking up those numbers.
So here we go back live to this one, and we'll get you an update on the score. It was a 7-7 game. It may be 14-7 now, Halls. Let's see here. Take a look at, 14-7,
Exactly
11 minutes
right.
to go. There you go. My math wasn't, well, it's never been great, but hey. All right, Clinton with the football right now, trying to find somebody, and they go deep with it. Let's see where it ends up, and it's caught. Huge gain and a touchdown. They said he was across the line, and that is a quick score for Central.
Now Bryson Maddox, 6'5".
Or for Clinton, rather, sorry.
6'5" in the end zone. I mean, that's like Mike Evans. Throw the jump ball, he's going to go get it. You love to have an option like that at the high school level.
So a huge catch there for Clinton. You know, Clinton is one of those teams. They're 2-6 this year. You know, they're just saying, hey, let's just get in there. Kind of like we were talking about with Karns. Clinton wants to go in here and just kind of make things miserable for Halls tonight.
Right. You know, again, there's so many seniors on these teams that at the very least, you want to head into the offseason. You want to cap off your senior year with a win. You don't want to, you know, lay down and just, hey, you know, our season's over. Let's wrap it up tonight. If you can finish out your season with a win, especially against a team that you're not very fond of, that always helps.
So Clinton and Halls right now tied at 14. We should mention Halls coming into this game 4-4. Halls is 3-2 at home this season. Clinton, by the way, on the road 1-3. They'd love to be 2-3 after this one tonight. But yeah, Clinton, not the greatest of seasons. They've lost 2 of their last 3, but you know, again, a win tonight to kind of wrap up the regular season would be huge for this program moving forward, looking ahead to 2026.
Right, and for Halls, they've already clinched a spot in the playoffs, but for seeding purposes, they do need this win because you lose, West leapfrogs you. They go into that 3 seed, and then you're looking at traveling to the 1 seed, Sevier County in the playoffs, who, as we know, the defending state champion. So that's a big seeding purpose right there, is you never want to lose and have to travel to a number 1 seed like Halls will do if they lose.
And you know, and I know this happened weeks ago, but Sevier County still thinking about, okay, Grace came in here and beat us. It's going to be twice as tough to go to Sevier County from here on out, right? To
Playoff atmosphere, all of it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to take a break. We've got a lot more that we're going to bring you. Obviously, we'll be here till 10 o'clock tonight. Still hard to believe. Not only is it Halloween, it's the last night of the regular season.
The finale.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. I want to get you back out to the action right now. Picking it back up, Karns taking on Central. Keeping a close watch on this game. Central was moving the football, turned it over on downs. Karns now with the ball, so let's see if they can take the lead. 7-7. The last time we checked in between these teams, looks like they're punting this one away, so they're going to give it back to Central. So nice high kick. Central going to field it back around their 15, 16-yard line.
Right, and you hear them, they're trying to get out there.
Yeah.
They said, hey, 7 points at this point in the game. We should have 20 at this point. Let's get the offense. Let's get us moving.
Let's get it going. Don't waste any time. We know the play. Line up. So here you go. So we always like to remind you when you're watching, we always want to get you set up. The life of a sports photographer is when you're out there covering those games, you got to get ahead of the other play, right? On the right side of the screen, Hall's taking on Clinton. Clinton, again, moving the football right now. Nice pickup.
Oh,
He's going.
He's moving.
Another
He
touchdown.
might not have anybody between him and the end zone.
So how about this? Clinton, he didn't quite get there, so Hall's coming up with the big stop there. That's Jarrell Chandler coming up with the big play, but Clinton on the big gain, and he took a little bit of a pop there. He's going to have to catch his breath or something here, it looks like.
Right, he was giving everything he had, but he got tracked down there by Chandler.
Yeah, so again, Clinton knocking on the door again. That game 14-14. Back to Central and Karns, and we heard Central, the coach was like, go, go, go. There they are. They're out there on the field. Didn't waste a whole lot of time running a play. They're about at the 48-yard line right now, so close to getting into Karns, or to getting into Karns territory here.
I expect the no huddle, expect the shotgun, expect a lot of quick passes down the sidelines, and then, hey, he might air one out over the top because that's the recipe right there.
Yeah, there you go. Long this time with the keeper. Fake the handoff, picks up the big run there, gets into Karns territory down to about the 43-yard line. So again, big pickup, and that means the photographer's got to start moving downfield as well. We got to stay ahead of the play, right?
Oh yeah, Dave, he's a pro.
Long this time, they're going to hand it off. And another big gain.
Looks like Jaden Harris there.
Down to about the 35, 34-yard line.
Yeah, that offense heating up, and they've only got a minute to work with, so pretty bold to keep it on the ground, but right now they're picking up about 8 to 9 yards a carry.
This time Long's going to roll right, looking for somebody. Does he have anybody? Lets it loose. A little bit too much behind that one.
Yeah, going for his man Javison Badgett there, and he's got the hands. He can make a play, about just a little out of his reach. It does stop the clock, though. That is helpful. He should be working around 50 seconds or so left before the break.
This will give them a chance to catch their breath for a moment. If anything, for Karns to catch their breath for a moment.
All right, huge momentum drive for either team, especially for Karns. A stop here, you like your chances in the third quarter. A touchdown, that really swings the momentum.
Yeah, that would really feel good going into the locker room, all tied up. For Central, though, if they can put some points on the board here and take the lead, obviously that would be huge momentum for them as well. Again, keeping the ball on the ground. You see Long over there saying, hey, am I just going to down this here? Am I going to spike the ball? He was looking over at the sidelines. I think that's what he's going to do here if they get the snap off. Clock still running, getting close to halftime. Now he's going to look deep here. This time across the middle. Nope.
I think he was.
There's the flag.
We got a couple flags.
Yep. All different colors, too.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to catch him by surprise, saying, hey, we're going to down it, we're going to down it. Takes a shot across the middle. Can't connect.
So pass interference, the call, so they'll march this one downfield. And back in the red zone they are now. Central under a minute to go here before halftime.
I've said it before, but this is, you get to within 20 yards, hey, he's going to look over the top and tuck and run. Caden Long loves to find that corner of the end zone after he can get the defense to scramble a bit, but looks like they're going to have a minute to talk things over first.
Yeah, they got to sit there and make sure they get the right play, make sure everybody's on the same play, and they got their heads in the game here with 30 seconds. There you go, 30 seconds to go, tied at 7. Looks like ball on the 14.
Yeah, not worried about the down. We've got 1st and 10 yardage at this point. You're definitely thinking touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, they would love nothing better than to come away with 6 plus the extra point. Important stuff because, again, this can, obviously you score here at the end. You got to think, you're taking on a Karns team 3-6. If you can strike right at the buzzer, basically, and that's what's going to happen here. You see Karns kind of going in thinking, or at least you hope they go into the locker room thinking, okay, well, let's just get through this, right? Maybe a little gut punch to the will there, but
keep the score zeros. Heading into the third quarter is anybody's ball game. You go down a score, and then Central scores a quick one in the third quarter. Not looking good.
No. And the same token, Karns, if they can hold them out of the end zone here, boy, they would go in thinking we can upset this team. Big play and a big hit. Speaking of Karns, nice job there. As boy, he ought to be pumped up. Nice job by Jason Bourne. Love his movies.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. He's a big hitter over there.
All right, so that takes down about 14 seconds. They ran a pretty good amount of time off that clock on that.
They must have started the clock once they downed the ball, because that was not a 16-second play.
No, I was going to say, where did all the time go?
Out of a timeout. They might be putting a couple more seconds back on the clock.
Yeah,
after that.
might want to think about that one.
Yeah, out of a timeout there.
By the way, we're also watching a handful of games for you around the area. Coalfield up on Oliver Springs, 6-0. So two big rivals going at it. Boy, there you see the Sevier County. We were just talking about Sevier County a moment ago. They're up on Mo West right now, 13-0. As you see the scores coming across the bottom of your screen as we're keeping you up to date. Some teams still trying to get into the playoffs. Others, as we mentioned with Halls, trying to make sure they've got a good seed going into the postseason. And other teams just playing for just a good positive way to end the season. Great battle going on, though, up in the Tri-Cities. Dobbins, Bennett, and Science Hill all knotted up at 7 apiece. Two of the best programs up in that area going head-to-head. All right, let's see what Central can do with the ball on the 14. About 14 seconds to go. Looking to get some points here before they head into the locker room. Ref says, all right, let's go. Let's play. Blow the whistle. Here we go. Here's Long. Looking to his left. Airs it out. Overthrows his intended receiver.
Yeah, just a bit long, a little out of the reach, but that's definitely the intended play call. Just run a couple seconds off. If you can't connect, hey, we're back to it. We got a couple more downs, and yeah, that's right. They did put a few more seconds left on the clock. There's no way that was a 16-second play.
Right. Bryce Johnston, by the way, the senior wideout, he was the intended receiver on that play. This ought to be, what, third down?
It should be third down now. So you are getting to a point where can't connect here. Might have to bring out the field goal unit.
So here's Long again. Looking, firing. Got a receiver, but it's picked off. How about that? Interception for Karns. Huge play.
Chris Boyce with the interception. Man, we saw the receiver come into the frame. It looked like a surefire touchdown. Then out of nowhere comes Boyce. And that is, like we mentioned, the momentum right there, all in the Beavers' favor.
Right. So they're going to go into the locker room here feeling pretty good. You got to think they're going to come out maybe down this and say, hey, we'll take the 7-7 going to the locker room. There's got to be, I'm going to guess, somewhere around 10 seconds left to go here on the clock. But, yeah, you're right. I was going to call a touchdown. I was thinking this was a score. And nice job by Karns.
10 seconds, you playing it safe. Looks like we already got a guy back behind the quarterback in that kneel position. 90 yards to work with. You're better safe than sorry. Well, we are sending the receiver out wide.
Let's see. Let's see what they do. Maybe just run it. Hang on to the football. There you go. They keep it on the ground. Big pickup. Cuts it back out to the outside. He's still going. Again, that's George Cameron. We've called his name a few times tonight. I think either Central was thinking either they're going to down it or look for the pass. And I tell you, hats off to the Karns offensive line.
Hey, keep it on the ground. If you break one out, hey, best case scenario. If it downs it, let's go into the half. 7-7, like we see right now, all tied up.
So Karns has got to feel great going into the break here. Central's got some things to talk about heading into the locker room, as again we are all tied up here at 7. All right, let's check back in with Alcoa and Anderson County. One of the big games of the night, a lot at stake in this one, happening up in Anderson County. So let's get you updated on what's going on there. We got a highlight for you here coming up. Again, Alcoa on the road, wrapping up their season, looking to stay unbeaten, and here they are doing what they do best, the pass and the touchdown. Jacoby Cooper, the senior, on the receiving end there to score. And then we've been told it looks like maybe they scored again. We see Thomas Manu there on the far side, number 18. That's the quarterback, or number 8 rather. No, that's my bad.
Jacoby Cooper.
Yeah, Jacoby Cooper, number 8. So Alcoa finding the end zone a few times here. So the extra point now looks like they're lining up for Alcoa. Kyron Tyson with the kick. That thing's still going. Off into the night.
Going into the cow pen back there.
All right, so there you go, 21-7.
21 unanswered for the Tornadoes. Is anybody surprised?
Nope, not at all. But as we saw at the beginning, Anderson County, I mean, their first possession, I mean, they had the ball in like the 2.
Oh, yeah.
And went 98 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, this team's got a lot of firepower as well, offensively. Yeah.
Right, they're not afraid. You know, certainly if there's any team that you don't want to be in a hole to, it is Alcoa. But, hey, they like their chances for a comeback, I'm sure.
All right, yeah, they're not going to give up, especially in front of the home fans, getting ready to head into the playoffs. We mentioned Coalfield taking on Oliver Springs. Here's the highlight for you. Take a look at it. Coalfield's up in this one. Just a few yards out. Nice job there, Coalfield, putting the ball in the end zone. Jaden Bunch, a senior running back, gets a few blocks and powers his way in there. Does a great job. And yeah, he's off and celebrating. So Coalfield on top of this one. 6-0 is the score right now on top of Oliver Springs. That game, by the way, kicked off at 7:30. Yeah. But this is another close one to watch. Both those teams, Coalfield 7-2, Oliver Springs, the Bobcats 6-3.
Yeah, to talk about a heated rivalry in Class 1A. Coalfield has won 5 consecutive region titles and always over the 2 seed in that region, which is Oliver Springs. So right now, Oliver Springs, we really need to get one. We really need to pick one back. And every year, it is Coalfield that gets us.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Coalfield, what they beat Greenback, I was just looking here, 35-0 last week. They lost their first 2 games of the season, and then they ran off 7 in a row in the win column.
Yeah, you always want to be playing your best football in October, November. So
That's right. Who cares what happens in August, right? Yeah, exactly. Still trying to fine-tune things. All right, let's go back. Clinton at Halls. Check in on the action there. Ooh, small earthquake? Nope, just getting everything ready. All right, so this has been an interesting game, and we've been watching this one for you. There you go, 14-14. Nothing but 5s there on the clock until we hit halftime for you. But 14-14 is the score. We've seen Halls score. We saw Clinton come right back with a quick strike. Now, we saw them pick up a big play a few moments ago, but obviously they weren't able to capitalize on that because Clinton was knocking on the door looking to possibly take the lead, but obviously they were not able to get into the end zone, so we're still 14-14 here in the second.
Right, Clinton, you know, they're not playing right now like a team that has nothing to play for. They're playing like they can get into the playoffs, and they're moving the ball up and down the field.
Here they go again, keeping it on the ground. Nice pickup here on second down. Still going, breaking a few tackles. Huge run, and we're going to put some more points on the board. Let's find out. That's Cameron Anderson. He's running. He's trying to outrun about 3 or 4 Halls players, and did he get in?
It looks like he got that pylon to the ground. That's good news.
We're going to find out here in a second.
Anytime you see that pylon tipped over, there's a good chance that he scored. We're lining up for an extra point?
Question mark?
The ball is placed to the 1, so no, that looks like he was just shy of the goal line.
Somebody knocked the pylon over, but it wasn't Cameron Anderson.
Right.
All right, so Hall's defense is going to have to dig in here, that's for sure. But yeah, you're right. Clinton playing like they've got they're headed to the postseason or something. But they want to end their season on a high note. That is for sure. Mason Eckerson, the quarterback.
Yeah. So just shy again.
So Halls right now, their defense digging in. They're going to have a lot of work to do here. Clinton would love to come away with a touchdown.
I mentioned going to the offseason with a win for these sophomores and juniors. Hey, that's like picking up next year with a victory. You want to roll a momentum into the next season.
Clinton, coming into this game, they have allowed 40-plus points 5 times. 3 of those times, they've given up 50 or more points. So right now, to be locked 14-14 late in the second quarter, yeah, they're feeling pretty good about themselves. And you can see the defense is holding strong, playing good, and that is rubbing off on the offense as well. And the coaching staff has to be feeling pretty good here in the first half.
Right, that's what we call the senior night effect. You know, hey, you got nothing else to play for, go play for yourself, go play for your family, go play for your brothers next to you. I've been in those moments. I've been on some very bad teams that had no chance at the postseason. One more time, let's have a night.
I think we've all had that taste, right? Yeah, I think just about every team I think I ever played on, I don't care, pick a sport. Didn't play on a lot of powerhouses or winners. Looks like Anderson County may have scored in the upper right corner there, and I tell you what, that makes it an interesting game. It was 21-7. Last time we checked in, Alcoa was on top, but Anderson County coming right back downfield. Damian Lavelle.
Yeah, this is a necessary touchdown if that's what we see here. Looking like a little confusion. It was a touchdown. All right.
51-yard run with him. Wow.
51-yard run from Damian Lavelle. We got ourselves a ball game. Game of the week, looking like it could be a good one heading into the third quarter.
Yeah, we're going to have to obviously keep our eyes on this one. So they're going to try to make this a 21-14 game.
Oh, yeah, and we'll stick around.
Halls, by the way, and Clinton up in the upper right corner. Clinton knock on the door, but that Halls defense, I mean, Clinton had the ball on the 1. And, boy, Halls is going to make it hard for Clinton to get the ball into the end zone. That time, looks like Jackson Harrell really had nowhere to go except backwards on the carry there. So Clinton's still going to talk this one over and think about it. They'd love to get some points, as you can see there. 14-14, I think, is the score still over there. And you can see where the ball is right now, but third down is what they're facing on the 4. All right, let's see if Anderson County can close the gap even more here. The extra point is up and good. Both these teams have some great place kickers.
And that is one thing that absolutely astonished me coming up here, was just the sheer talent of these kickers, because down in Florida where I was previously, that was not the case. There was a lot of two-point conversions being taken after scores, but kickers up here impressive.
Might have a turnover in the Halls-Clinton game. Let's see, as they Hall says they've got it. Let's find out.
And the ref looks to be pointing in Hall's direction.
It looks like right there on the ground, so let's see. So a huge stand for Halls.
That could have also been fourth down. Could be if it was not a fumble.
Right. On the recovery for Halls. No, on the recovery. Here at the PA. So yeah, a fumble and a recovery for Halls. So a great stand there for the defense.
Looks like we got about just under 4 minutes and 96 yards to go.
Here we go.
The star of the night.
We're going to watch Ella. Anderson County getting ready to kick off. We're going to watch Ella up here in the upper right corner in action. As we mentioned, this is her final night. She is retiring. Hopefully give her season tickets from here on out. She'll still come out to the games, right?
Oh, absolutely. She's got a ring. She's a legend. She'll be in the Ring of Honor.
Got a flag on the field, by the way, in the Halls game, so we'll try to figure out. It looks like they just picked it up. All right, so.
Yeah, she's nearing retirement. She looks like she's in her prime right now. She's rearing and ready to go.
She is set. One of the best. She has been to state games. She does more than just get the tee. If you were with us tonight at 6 o'clock, KCK kind of running down all the different things, works with kids. Just so much that she does, makes a number of appearances. We'll watch her, but we're also going to watch Halls here. Oh, great defensive play, though, by Clinton. Actually, it was a fake. I think we were all faked out by that. There goes Ella, by the way, off to the 25, gets the tee. We'll look at that like a true professional, maybe the best pickup and carry of the night.
You're telling me I have to stop doing this?
She's still looking good.
I want to keep going.
There she is. I love the fact that she's got a jersey. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, you know, running out there, I can.
I get it. I understand.
All right. So here we go. Back over to the Halls game. All right. But good stuff from Ella
Move there by Casey.
Yeah, good job, Casey. All right, Halls with the football. They're going to throw it right at you here. Completion, but picks up a few yards there. But get out of the way. Yeah, we don't want to lose our photographer.
All right. Hey, we already saw Halls with the defensive stand. Clinton, they've got them backed up deep. If you can hold them to a quick punt, you're gearing up for another score. You got plenty of time.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think this is one this may be closer than I think what we thought maybe going in tonight.
Right.
This Halls matchup.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Clinton not playing for a spot in the playoffs, but
I mean, when you look at it, we
pride.
mentioned that they're giving up 40, 50 points a game, right? All right. Back to Alcoa, Anderson County. So here we go. So let's find out what's going on here. There you go, 21-14, 5 seconds to go in the half. Third down ball on the 37.
do you take a shot? Do you go into the break? Do you like your momentum? I'm thinking if it's Alcoa, they're going to take a shot.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, might as well. We've seen them score. We've actually seen both these teams score, further down the field. So
Right.
All right, so let's find out what's going on here. Let's see with 5 seconds to go. Manu dropping back. Here's the pass. Oh, there he is. Caught and a nice big pickup. That should be it for the half.
Got out of bounds. I'm thinking it's more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's more than 5 seconds.
Wow, close game though, 21-14.
Yeah, that's, again, Anderson County, you'd love to be up, but down 7, still plenty in striking distance.
Yeah, all right, stay with us. We got more Friday Frenzy Live in just a moment. Welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Head back out Coalfield, Oliver Springs, and they do it again. Coalfield with the touchdown. That made it a 12-0 game. They would then go for 2, and they would tack on the 2-point conversion as well. So they were up 6-0. Add 8. My math's right. They're up 14-0 right now, Sam.
Yeah, Jaden Bunch there on the score. This is a score on the 2-point conversion?
It was like a 100-yard run just to go 2 yards.
That's Bo Wilson there.
I almost thought you said Bo Williams. Good stuff there by Bo. 14-0 Coalfield. Boy, I tell you, they continue to roll. And yeah, you talked about it earlier. If you're Oliver Springs, you got to be going, what do we have to do, right?
Right, and it's always in the regular season that Coalfield gets them. They've gotten Coalfield in the regionals before, but not often in the regular season.
All right, let's go back to Anderson County. We showed you a little bit of this live. Let's play it out for you here. This was Anderson County touchdown earlier. Gillum back to pass, just lets this one go. Whoa, he's got a great arm, and I tell you what, this was the end result. Damian Levell and the touchdown for you there. 21-14, they're in the locker room right now. Alcoa up, but boy, Anderson County has to feel good. They're only down by 7.
Yeah, they've been an entirely different team since the return of J.D. Gillum after that collarbone injury.
Let's go back out to Clinton and Halls. They're still playing, not quite there to halftime, but they're getting close, knocking on the door here. Halls scored, we understand, just a few moments ago. So Halls taking that football downfield, putting some points on the board. I believe that would make it 21-14. We're going to check the scoreboards here for a second. All right, let's come on back here into the studio for a moment, get you up to date on what's going on. We're looking at some of the scores here as we're going down. A lot of these games now reaching halftime.
Right, we're getting to the intermission. Some of them started a little later, like we said, Coalfield, but hey, we're moving into the third and fourth quarter, moving toward the witching hour of what for some teams is playing for their season.
Witching hour on Halloween.
It's different this time of year.
All right, so we're going through, still looking here, trying to get an update on that Karns. Let's see, Clinton Halls. I'm looking for, 14. Well, this says 14-14, but we think Halls may have scored. We'll check with our crew out there in the field and just double check and make sure that is a 21-14 game.
Right. They had about 95-plus yards to get down the field, so must have been some big plays.
Hey, just found out, it just lit up here on our scoreboard here. Oliver Springs now has come right back downfield and scored, so now 14-7.
Down but not out.
Down but not out. That game's still in the second quarter. Sam mentioned just a moment ago that was one of the later games starting at 7:30 tonight. So handful of games we're watching for. Any surprises so far? I mean, are you shocked by how close Alcoa is right now with Anderson County? Or?
I wouldn't say shocked, but certainly if there was a game that could sneak away, you wouldn't be surprised if it's Alcoa. But Anderson County, they've got so much talent, and playing with that home field at their backs, they've got a lot to play for here. Yeah, they really do. That's for sure. And, I tell you, one of the surprises tonight is when we checked in on Clinton. Oh. I mean, they're not going to the postseason, but they're playing like a postseason team.
They said
the Senior Night Dragons, they're out here playing for an upset, playing to get those guys, move them down and see and say, hey, we'll make Halls go to Sevier County next week.
Right, that's right. Yeah, Halls is playing for a better seed and hopefully a better opponent. Hey, we do want to get you out today. We got crews out in the field right now, as we mentioned, Anderson County, Alcoa. At the break, Casey K is out there for us covering this one. And I guess the big question is kind of what Sam and I have been talking about. Casey, what's jumping out at you here? This is a close game.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that Anderson County was able to stop Alcoa on their first drive of the night. 4th and 2, so 2 yards away from Alcoa scoring, and Anderson County was able to hold them and keep them off of the board. I think that was huge in terms of getting the momentum in their favor. Obviously, we saw Alcoa go up 14. However, Anderson County able to respond right before the half. I think that was kind of the second biggest thing that you could say has happened in this game is Anderson County being able to cut that deficit to just 7 heading into half and making sure that Alcoa didn't sneak one in those last 30 seconds before they headed into the break.
Yeah, obviously we saw 21 unanswered points from the Tornadoes. Was there any pushback from Anderson County's defense, or did they really have their way there in the end of the first quarter into the second quarter?
No, I definitely think there was pushback, absolutely, especially on that first touchdown. It was just a big pass play from Alcoa, so really didn't give the defense much time to show what they could do out there. Definitely impressed by Anderson County's defense, and Alcoa on the other side is matching them. I think we're going to see a lot of passing on both sides as we come into the second half. Anderson County has scored both of their touchdowns off of long pass plays, and then Alcoa also finding success in the air a little bit more than on the ground. So I think we're going to see both of these teams really utilize the pass in the second second half, and may come down to who can do that more efficiently. Both have quarterbacks who have a lot of success in doing so. Obviously, Thomas Manu is senior, so he's a little bit more experienced in terms of just being in games, but J.D. Gillum obviously has proved with 80 points 2 weeks ago and last week 49 points, helping the Mavs put it up, that they are able to thrive in situations like this and able to use the pass game, which a lot of teams in the area sometimes are limited to, but I think that's what tonight is going to come down to here.
Yeah, Anderson County, obviously they have one of the loudest home crowds in a high school football atmosphere, you know, beating over there on the sidelines, making as much noise as possible. Did they get a renewed energy with that last touchdown before the half? Did they have kind of the air sucked out of them and then got that energy back with that touchdown before the half?
Yeah, the energy was definitely a little low from the crowd when Alcoa put up those 21 unanswered points. I do think we got a little bit of energy back. I think if they can come back out and stop Alcoa, Alcoa does get the ball to start up the second half. So if they can come out, stop Alcoa, and then maybe get at least something moving, something promising, I think we'll get even more energy ignited into the crowd. You know, we got Ella, she's over here to my right a little bit. So she's, you know, a big fan favorite that the crowd wants to see go out and get the team. So I hope we can get her a few more tees to retreat before this one ends. And the more Anderson County scores, the more she gets to go out on the field.
All right, yeah, we'd like to see Ella back out there at least a few more times as she wraps up her career. Casey, thank you. The band's going to run over you here in a second, so we're going to let you go. They're right there over your corner, so catch your breath and enjoy the halftime show out there at Anderson County for us. All right, let's get you up to another game we're watching for you. Late score coming in, Oak Ridge and Coalfield, and yeah, they're coming right back here, Sam.
Yeah, Oliver Springs, they said 5 years in a row. We're trying to snap the streak. Not off to the best start, getting down in a 14-0 hole, but right there, that's Jackson Jet with the score. That's going to cut us to a one-score game as we're nearing halftime.
All right, we're going to have the highlight coming in for you as we're bouncing around some of these games, getting close to wrapping up here in the first half. Take a look at Halls, though, in action. They were dropping back. Nowhere really to go with this football. Finally, though, able to get a receiver downfield. They let it fly, and that is how you score a touchdown. And that made it 21-14. Halls on top, and we understand there's now been another score in this game as well. Halls kind of starting, I don't want to say they're running away with it just yet, but Halls starting to find their groove, that's for sure here.
Yeah, Amari Lethko looking like, you know, prime Patrick Mahomes, dancing around there in the backfield, making something happen, and then the reel in by Cooper Foss, and man, just like that, we said, okay, could Clinton take a lead before the half? And now we're down 2 scores before the break.
Yeah, that might take a little bit of air out of what a momentum Clinton had. They've been looking pretty good right there. So the extra point is good by Kevin Pendergrass, putting it up there. 28-14 the score, though. Now Halls on top. This was a 14-14 game through a good chunk of the first half. And Halls, boy, just like that, 2 quick touchdowns.
Right. I think Halls heard us talking about, hey, if you lose, you're going to Sevier County next week. And now West is sitting at home right now like, okay, maybe that'll be us after those 2 scores. And
that'll be an interesting game. Sevier County, by the way, I was checking on them. They're up 27-0 right now on Mo West. That game now at the half. Sevier County 8-1 right now in the season. Just that one blemish against Grace Christian. But either one will be an interesting matchup, but yeah, you don't want to go there, at least to start the playoffs. You know, you have to go through there probably to get to the finals, maybe not week 1.
Right, and we mentioned how hot West has been, one of the hottest teams in the area. That's not a gimme in week 1 for Sevier County, that's for sure.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game that we'll have to keep a close watch on. All right, stay with us. We're going to go to the break here. More action, some second half action coming up in a lot of these games. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Second half action now underway. Karns at Central. We got a turnover?
Yeah, looks like the Beavers think they got it.
Wow.
And they do.
My goodness. So we saw a huge turnover right toward the end of the first half, right? Saw a big pick for them to keep Central out of the end zone. Central, we understand, just went for an onside kick to open things up here, and Karns said, I don't think so.
Yeah, they said momentum, let's roll with it. Everything was rolling in the Beavers' favor, and it looks like they might have gotten the onside kick. Looks like they might have kicked and recovered an onside kick.
Yeah, so that's why they're celebrating. It looks like maybe they got the football. So what a great way to come out. Sometimes, you can catch we've seen this at all levels. You can catch your opposition napping right out of the gate, right? Especially if you don't have a lot to play for. Why not come out and try an onside kick?
This is that 2009 Super Bowl between the New Orleans Saints and Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning going for a second ring, and Sean Payton had other plans.
Yes.
Onside kick out of the break.
I remember there was so much about it. I was like, yeah, you're playing against your dad's team, Dad played for the Saints. Here we go. All right, let's see what Karns can do with the football. Keeping it on the ground, another huge pickup. I tell you what, somebody who's had a great night is this young man right here. That's Kashad Merchant. Big pickup, takes it toward the outside. They're finally tackled, but boy, Karns right now, man, you could tell they've got some energy.
Right, that is their recipe right now. Just hand the ball to Cameron George as many times as we can.
Yep.
And it seems to be working because he's not the biggest guy out there, but he weaves his way through traffic, and only a sophomore, so he's got plenty of time to continue to improve.
No, you got to love that. Sorry, Cameron, I was looking at the Central roster when I called out the name there for number 20. But yeah, Cameron George with a big pickup. He's kind of been their go-to guy, and he's found those holes tonight. He's kind of like he's seeing the field well.
Right, great vision. You don't see that very often from a sophomore.
This time, though, just a few yards. Central's like, I bet you it's going to 20.
Yeah, you can key on that at this point. Same way that the defense probably needs a QB spy for Caden Long for Karns. They're going right now, hey, let's keep all eyes on Cameron George. They're already in enemy territory. They're marching it down.
Wasting no time. Kind of surprised they kind of got a pause here for a moment, and the way they got the momentum going.
Right. Got a big target out there on the outside, Tamir Parker.
So Slover out of the shotgun, hands it off again. They're going to give it to the guy, George Cameron, for a few yards there on the pickup, trying to find some room up the middle, but that time Central digging in a little bit there. They pick up a few, getting close to the 20-yard line.
Right, and we always give the love to the running backs, but how that front line for Karns making the holes for George out there. You got some big guys like Tyler Reyes, 65, Hunter Jenkins.
Yeah.
Shout out to the big guys up front.
You never gave any love to the offensive line. Yeah, the unsung heroes.
Jacob Smith.
They're going to love it when they watch this back. Slover out of the shotgun, the pitch here. Back over to George Cameron. Cameron, though, not finding a whole lot of love out there on the right side.
Yeah, I jinxed him. Moving back behind the end zone.
So let's see. So that brings up fourth down on the 22.
4th and 4. You keep
That's
it on the
what it
ground?
looked like, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Obviously, they're keeping the offense in. I don't think they're going to try to, let's see, on the 22. Yeah, they're not going to kick it.
Yeah, this is not a field goal game for Karns. You're 4 down every single drive,
every time,
pretty much.
Right. All right, so you got Cameron in the backfield.
Saying hard count.
So let's see what we got. We have a Central, like they were clapping. But it looks like, I think we might have a timeout by Karns.
Yeah, it looks like
they signaled for the timeout, yeah. And at this point on 4th down, let's make sure you get that play right? No need to hurry that one up.
If you can take a touchdown lead, you're not going to get very many opportunities like this in enemy territory. You really want this play to go your way.
Yeah, definitely. So Karns knocking on the door, getting close. They need to pick up the first down here. Here's the question, though. I'll throw this one at you, Sam. Okay, you need, 4 yards for the first down? You trying to get the first down here, or do you try to, like you said, you caught him napping with the onside kick. You catch him napping here and go for the end zone.
Hey, like I said, they got that receiver on the outside, got some length. If you can get one over the top, but again, you know, Central's got some athletic DBs, so nothing's going to come easy for you.
You know, Cameron last week, Cameron George, 23 carries, 127 yards, had a touchdown. As that team lost to 7, that was their only touchdown in that game. So they lost to West, what was it, 45-7 last week. Tamir Parker, 2 catches, 54 yards.
Right, I want to be, I don't know if this team runs the option very much, but if you can.
Is that what you're going for?
Find a
Do little
lane with
yeah.
your running back, nothing's working. Hey, George, you got a 50-50 shot at
I kind of like where you're thinking there.
We'll see if
Lee Warren's got that in his, in his playbook.
Lining up in shotgun.
There's Slover. Oh, they're going to keep it on the ground. Cameron, oh, look at this. Now he finds that room. I did see a flag, though. I think I saw a pink flag thrown. Let's see who it goes against. Touchdown, but a couple of flags thrown.
Yeah. Make it a.
So I saw one as he was running, and then I saw another one after the spike.
Yeah, we can't do Gronk spike at the high school level. Is that not allowed these days?
You know what? I think if you're 3-6 and you've got a team like Central on the ropes, I think you say, you know what, you've earned the right. But let's find out what these 2 flags are for here.
All right, Karns, the way they're lining up, it does not seem to indicate that this is going to be a touchdown here.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
It's a holding.
Yeah,
holding
call.
And setting up depending on where the spot was, probably around the line of scrimmage. You're now looking at 4th and 14.
Yeah, because you had 4th and 4, right? Yeah.
It looks like we're discussing a lot out here.
I think at Karns, though, you still, hey, why not? Let's just go for it.
Let's see how far they march them.
Yeah, see how far they march them back, right?
Yeah, it's a spot penalty. Maybe save them a couple yards, but at the very, very least, you're going to have 10-plus yards to work with.
The refs logging a lot of steps.
It's like we're going to.
Maybe we punt this one away.
Yeah, we might be better off doing that.
How do you go over that play
Because,
that's what we're going to do. They're going to kick this one away. Yep. Smart call there, I think. Yeah, absolutely. When he kept running back downfield, I was like, okay.
Yeah, setting up Caden Long and the crew, at their own, with a short field, not a good smart recipe.
Right, especially when your defense is playing so well right now for Karns, coming up with some big plays in this one. So here's the kick. Low snap, but able to get that one away. Not a lot of pressure. Central's going to let this one bounce, and Karns will recover. So there you go. So a tight game still. We're going to keep a close watch on this one for you, 7-7. We'll see Karns' defense if they can, again, bend but not break against this Central team. But we'll see if Central can finally take advantage of that, get some points on the board, which everybody keeps thinking they are. They've been knocking on the door all day, just Karns isn't answering the door.
Right.
Keep them closed.
No, we'll see how things go after this next possession.
All right. Let's check in with Sam Rothman right now. She is followed with Clinton Halls.
Yes.
Let's check in with Sam right now. Sam, an interesting game out there as well, but then Halls right at the end kind of found their groove.
Yeah, right as you said that, there was a big bang from the band, so I'm not exactly sure what you asked, but yes, it was tight in the beginning, but Hull started to kind of run away with this at the end. I think you guys saw that go-ahead touchdown, that long touchdown pass by Amari Lethko. He kind of escaped a sack, escaped multiple tackles, still let it go towards the end zone. Cooper Faust on the receiving end of that one, and then right before halftime, an interception to Brody Rogers, and then he punches it in on the other side for the touchdown. So he basically got it done on all cylinders. And now it's a 28-14 game when it was just 14-14 a couple of minutes ago, it feels like. But this one's been a little chippy. I don't know if you guys have been on my camera during it, but there's a reason we just got into halftime. A lot of penalties, a lot of extracurricular activities. At this point, the AD, a principal, I don't know who else has been thrown out on the Clinton sideline. Jake Dawson, the head coach of the Dragons, has gotten multiple warnings. It looked like maybe he was getting thrown out as he took off his headset and was walking off, and then the ref said, okay, one more chance, it seems like. So I don't know, he's on a short leash. And then, Brent Hughes at Halls is out there at midfield just screaming his head off. So this one's been entertaining for sure, but a lot of extracurriculars over here just besides the football game. So that's why I'm sure a lot of games are already into the third quarter where we just started halftime here.
And like you mentioned, that swing of momentum, you got Clinton at the goal line about to score. They're about to go up, and then we get a 21-point swing in a matter of minutes. Does it feel like at this point that Clinton's going to back down, that they might fold here?
Yeah, it does feel like that. This is a Clinton team that, hasn't had a very successful season under new head coach Jake Dawson. And yeah, they came out playing like a team that had nothing to lose. I heard you guys talking about it on the broadcast, and it certainly felt like that. But Halls is a playoff team, and I think that fumble recovery, those two late scores really can change that momentum, especially that Brody Rogers interception and then touchdown right before halftime. I mean, that's a huge momentum shifter right there. And Halls playing for a lot, playing for seeding. You talked about Sevier County. No one wants to play Sevier County. So, yeah, Halls definitely has more on the line. So I wouldn't be surprised if Halls keeps this running as the second half starts.
Extracurriculars.
Hey, I was going to say those, yeah, you mentioned the extracurriculars, especially Brent Hughes. You talked about Clinton, but you said Hughes kind of got into it. He knows he's playing next week. His team's going to be out there. He needs to be careful, I would think, here in the second half.
I know. There's children on the sideline. It's bad when there's children on the sideline trying to push him back. I don't know if it's his. I know he has a daughter. I haven't seen the daughter. She usually wears a little cheerleader outfit, but it's a little cold out here, so I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she's not out here. Maybe she's trick-or-treating, but maybe some other assistant coaches' kids are on the sideline. They're like, stay back, stay back. They get the warning. So, yeah, you're right. Clinton has nothing to lose. The AD, the president, they're already out. I mean, they're not playing next week, but Halls has a lot to lose. So that's a good point, Bo.
All right. Okay, hey, Sam, be careful out there on the sidelines for us. Yeah, be careful, but keep us up to date on what's going on.
I already had to give a stiff arm. I don't know if you guys got it on camera, but I already had a stiff arm a player. Yeah.
Well, put it in your stats.
Yeah, you'll put it in your stats. One stiff arm. All right, Sam Rothman, thanks so much. Should be an interesting second half. We'll keep watching that for you. All right, let's go back out to the action for you right now. Take a look at what's, I think we're going to Karns Central. I think is where we're told we're heading back out to. Yeah, Karns at Central in this game. So let's find out. Here we go. Central knocking on the door. And there you go, straight up the middle, and that's a touchdown. And 6 points there for Long, and he's not happy. It looks like one of the Karns defensive players kind of grabbed his jersey after he came through, but kind of kept his head and didn't throw the ball at him or anything like that. So a touchdown for Central as they're now on top. That's a huge touchdown for this team to take a 13-7 lead.
Yeah, like we mentioned, this is a team that they've been in so many close games. They're like, can we please just go into regionals with, give our starters some rest. This is a formation that I've seen them do a lot this year, where they'll start off with the center and then, all right, let's bring the linemen in. We're not doing any trickery, but got to keep the defense on their toes. But like you mentioned, huge momentum play for Central as they would love to be heading into the fourth quarter up a couple scores.
There you go. It's good. So there you go, 14-7, a big score for Central. And Karns, we'll see what they come back with here. Karns is a bit surprising tonight, the way they've been playing against Central. Not going to break their back by any stretch, giving up that touchdown, but if they turn it over and Central goes up by 2, we'll have to see what happens there. All right, let's go back to Coalfield and Oliver Springs. Coalfield scoring once again, and let's take a look at it. There you go, the run up the middle. Oh, it's a big gain and a big touchdown. A couple of these have been like a 2-yard gain, but that was a nice touchdown run.
Yeah, Hayden Hedrick there. Nice run to the outside. We did see a flag at the end of the play, but I'm sure that still counted because we see on the scoreboard 21-7. So the Yellow Jackets in command. Going to win a 6th straight region title. That's what they're going for here.
Yeah, definitely. So good showing there for Coalfield. Let's go back out now. Alcoa at Anderson County, the game of the week. 21-14 at the break. Alcoa on top. Alcoa looking to go to 10-0. here. They have not lost since the first game of last season. They've won 22 in a row coming into this one.
Right, welcome to Class 4A. More like, hey, 4A.
Yeah, looks like 3A.
This is our party to crash here. We're coming in, nothing's going to change for us, and they're rolling. We talked about earlier this season, at the beginning of the year, Gatlinburg-Pittman was like, thank the Lord.
That's right. Which, by the way,
is out of our classification.
We should point out GP, by the way, up 42-7 right now. There you see the score, 9 minutes here to go in the third, 21-14 to kind of get you up there on what's going on with Alcoa on top. GP looking to go to 10-0 as well tonight. They're up 42-7 on Chuckey Doak, so they are well on their way to that unbeaten season. All right, let's see what Alcoa can do here. They lead it, as we just showed you the scoreboard, 4th down. And also they're going to kick this one away. It's always great when your quarterback is also your punter. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, shades of Danny White when he was the quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys. He was also the punter. You never knew what he was going to do. Was he going to kick it, or was he going to pull the fake?
Back.
Exactly. So it keeps the other team on their toes a little bit. So, all right, they had to punt it away. We haven't seen a lot of punts from Alcoa this year.
Yeah, anytime that you can see them kicking the ball when it's not lined up after a touchdown, that's the best thing you can ever ask for.
And obviously there'll be some confidence building there for Anderson County as they look to tie it up with this drive. All right, we're going to break for a moment. We're going to come back. We're going to find out what the Mavs have up their sleeves as they look to make it a 21-21 game. Or can Alcoa keep them out of the end zone? We'll find out in just a moment. Welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. A few moments ago, we were talking about Gatlinburg-Pittman. Take a look. I tell you what, they are running things up right now. Cecilio Rodriguez, the senior running back, on the score there. They're putting some points on the board tonight, Sam.
Yeah, and they have been putting points on the board all season. Here's the second touchdown. We saw that one from Cecilio. This looks like a deep ball from Tyson Sutton. And that one also Rodriguez.
Wow. And he gets it done on the ground, in the air. He can do it all.
Yeah, we mentioned senior night. He's still got plenty of football left to play heading into the playoffs. They should be the 1 seed in Class 3A Region 1, heading in 49-7. They're going to finish their regular season undefeated for the first time since 2006, nearly 20 years.
Wow, and you got to think, first of all, backtrack. It's always funny. I love the story when they heard Alcoa was moving up to 4A and they put it on the school announcements.
Right.
You know, the excitement for GP. But they've got to be one of the teams to beat, you got to think, going in here to the postseason.
Right, that's been their roadblock. That's been the only thing standing in their way of a region title for really the last decade. And now that roadblock's not in their way, so you got to be feeling good over there in Gatlinburg.
Well, I tell you what, they played some good football up in the mountains of Sevier County last season. Still this year, you got to figure them in. Gatlinburg-Pittman in their classification also right there in the running for a state title. Anderson County, though, and I tell you, if they're going to get it done, Jason Thompson's going to have a big night tonight, and we've seen him with some big plays so far this evening.
Right, he put up almost 400 yards last week, 7 touchdowns, all 7 for the team last week in their 49-point victory. Hey, they got to keep feeding him, because it doesn't matter how good Alcoa is. When you got an athlete like that, there's a good chance he's going to make something good happen.
There you see Gillum out for a good chunk of the season, was hurt early on in the campaign, but back at quarterback for the last several games here, and Anderson County keeping it on the ground there, picking up a few more yards. This is a good game, too, though, for Alcoa. They haven't been in a lot of games like this year. A tight game, you know, they've been in some big blowouts, so, you know, this is a good test for them as well.
Right, you have to have a test rolling into the playoffs, and I say that, you know, Alcoa telling the team that's won 10 straight state championship what they need to do.
Right.
I'm sure they'll be fine regardless, but you definitely want to feel tested before you get against those region opponents. They're going to be a big test, especially, like we mentioned, moving up now in 4A, where a lot of good ball clubs.
Marcus Brown this time getting his number called, number 5 for you. There you go, 21-14. Anderson County moving the ball, though. They're looking to tie this one up.
Striking distance, that's for sure.
Just over 7 minutes to go here in the third. Ball on the 14. KCK, thank you for the update on the information there. We appreciate it. But yeah, for Anderson County, boy, if they can come in here and tie this thing up, I mean, my goodness. First of all, you know, anytime you force Alcoa to punt, but then you come down and score, boy, what a confidence boost. You got to be feeling good. Coach Gillum's got to be feeling good about where his team's sitting. He'd like to be leading, but at least to be within striking distance, it's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. And we've mentioned just the pure spark that they've had over the last 2 weeks with the return of J.D. Gillum. 133 points that they've scored in the last 2 weeks, including that 80-point performance 2 weeks ago. So clearly that offense is renewed. They're energized. They got the freshman quarterback leading the way with weapons all around him.
Yeah, they've had 3 games this season where they've scored over 50 points. Coming off 2 straight wins, and let's find out if they can continue that momentum here tonight. There are 2 losses against Gibbs and Catholic this season.
Right, and I know they would have loved to have that matchup with Gibbs back, you know, right into the bye week. And
thought it was almost picked off there for a moment.
Yeah, took a shot.
Again, looking for Jason Thompson. Quick release, though, by Gillum.
Yeah, he's clearly got a bright future ahead over there. Listed as a freshman, he's got a lot of high school football ahead of him.
Damari DeBose, by the way, the junior, breaking that one up, it looks like, for Alcoa.
Yeah, Gillum, you know, talk about it. There's comebacks where it's like, okay, you missed your freshman season, you're back for your sophomore year. How about breaking the collarbone at the beginning of the season and coming back in the same season to now be in this shape? That's impressive.
And you look at the way he's throwing the football. There you go, slinging that one. Where'd it go?
Got somebody behind the end zone.
Not necessarily the intended receiver, but it looked like he was like, I had it in my hands. I could have caught it.
I know, that is a zip of a release. Now we got to be third down.
Yeah, let's see. We're at third and 18, ball on the 24. Obviously, they want to get into the end zone, but I think if you have the option to, well, I don't know. It's Alcoa. Do you go ahead and go for it? I mean, you know, one, you're trying to keep their offense off the field. If anything, try to get the first down, but you know, you'd rather have the 6 than the 3.
This has to be a chunk play. You're looking to pick up at least 10 yards here. make that 4th down manageable, then that at least gives you an option. If you get an incomplete
Right.
pass, you're definitely kicking it.
All right, Gillum's going to have to roll here. He's looking, doesn't have a whole lot downfield. There you go, coming right at you. Casey might have to catch this one. That one knocked down, so good defensive play there by Alcoa. I wasn't calling Alcoa Highway. They move about as fast as driving down Alcoa Highway.
Yeah, tornadoes, man.
Yeah, I tell you what. But good defensive play there. Good job by Casey getting out of the way. Casey, nice job.
Yeah, following the ball, backpedaling, doing it all.
You always just pray that there's no one behind you.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's scary when that ball's heading your way.
I mean, they've got the camera, they got the gear, so we can get their transmission to broadcast this back. Looks like they're changing out here. Are we going? They're going to go for the. They're going for 3. Looks like where the refs are positioning themselves.
Yeah,
they're
looks like
going
we're setting up to cut it down to 4. That is the intention.
All right, Jackson Payne, the senior kicker. And we got a timeout. Looks like maybe Alcoa. Like he was going to point to Alcoa there for the timeout. So Jackson Payne, we're going to find out what kind of leg he's got, trying to make this a 21-17 game.
Right, 21-17. That's certainly, even if Alcoa can get another touchdown or field goal, you still like to. Yeah. You got to get points. Almost every time that you got the ball, you got to score if you're Anderson County.
Right. Like I said, even if Alcoa comes back down and scores, you're still well within striking distance. And at the same token, if you at least come down, get some points, it gets the confidence going. You don't start second guessing yourself or start getting down on yourself. It's like, well, we had chances and we blew it. No, you came away with 3.
Yeah, Coach Nick talking to his guys, and we see in the top right corner, looks like Central's trying to increase their lead, playing at home tonight.
Yeah, they were up 14-7 last time we checked in the early moments of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it looks like we got that same score right now, and we're ticking down toward the end of the 3rd quarter. Yeah, it should be the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yep. So still 14-7. Karns, though, making it tough.
Yeah, Karns.
Central tonight.
Karns not bowing down to them.
All right, let's find out if Anderson County can put 3 points on the board here. So again, Jackson Payne. There it goes. And it's good.
That's good. I'll tell you, that one was close to being tipped. We had a rusher back there. He was in the backfield.
He was ready.
He was ready.
Central, by the way, with a big pickup you saw on the right side of the screen. So I was watching the ball sail through the uprights. On the right side of your screen, though, Central with a big play, moving that ball downfield. Looks like they're now in the red zone. But that's 21-17 is your score. Anderson County keeping this one tight against Alcoa Highway. Oh, my goodness. Just smack me next time I say Alcoa Highway. 21-17, Tornadoes on top. Let's see how they counter in this one now if they can come back down and put some points on the board. All right, here's Central. There you go. There's Long right in the end zone.
Aiden Long.
Big touchdown.
Really surprised. Second rushing touchdown of the evening. He's double digits in rushing touchdowns this year.
A producer came in the ear and said, "This is Central Highway." I'm not going to hear the end of that one. I think I've called him Alcoa Highway so many times. That's what happens when you work in news. You get a chance to come back over in your old stomping grounds and work some sports.
Here's the traffic report.
Here's the traffic report.
I tell you, Aiden Long, he's moving.
All right, everybody stop. All right, here we go. All right, let's see what happens Central right now. We're going to make it a 21-7 lead. This one was close, but it looks like they're now starting to get control of this one against Karns. That one is up, and it is good. So
the senior Devin Cole, 3 for 3.
There you go. Yeah, I tell you what, all the kickers. Have we seen a missed extra point or field goal?
I don't believe so. We've been good.
Might be a first.
We have been good. We're going to jinx it. Knock on some wood there.
I know. All right, 21-7. Central on top of Karns right now. Cats got to be feeling pretty good about themselves at this point.
Right. One more touchdown. You get that 3-score lead. You might start sneaking in the backups, rest up before the playoffs. But, again, knock on wood. Don't want to jinx anything.
Right.
Karns is playing well.
All right. Hey, we got a lot more for you. Stay with us. Keep it tuned right here. Friday Frenzy Live. We'll be back in a moment. All right, welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Bo Williams, Sam Granville bringing you all the action. We're into our final hour tonight of the regular season version of Friday Frenzy Live.
Final hour of the final week of the regular season. We do got some playoffs coming your way, but
we do.
Man, it is a lot of time spent here in this booth.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure. It looks like Alcoa, they were up 21-17. We saw Anderson County kick a field goal to pull within 4. Alcoa comes right back, and that's probably why you saw Gillum say, let's get some points and keep this one close, because you never know, Alcoa may come right back down. It looks like they did. So let's find out what's going on here. Or at least they're knocking on the door. We'll try to get an update for you here.
Looked like Condis Cherry might have scored, or at least got us, set up first and goal at the 2, 3, at the 3.
2. Looks like the 2. All I know is there are a lot of people yelling.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
There you go. It was a touchdown.
27-17. Okay, yeah.
Condis Cherry got in.
So let's see if they make it 28-17 here. Go back up by 11.
Yeah, that field goal, now you're looking at that field goal is necessary, because if you miss that field goal and now you're down 14, things aren't looking quite as sweet, but defense for Anderson County definitely can't have too many more touchdowns for cushion at this point.
All right, so let's see if they can tack on one more. Alcoa comes back downfield, puts 6 on the board. There's the snap, the kick. It's no good, just to the right there.
Yeah, I thought it was a little close to that. That upright. So now 10-point game, touchdown and field goal. You're really feeling good about that field goal decision now.
Yeah, you're feeling good if you're Anderson County. That is for sure. For Alcoa, though, obviously, I don't want to take anything away from them. They're up by 10 right now. We don't see them in a lot of tight games. That's why we're kind of sitting here talking this way. This is going to be a good game. We knew it was going to be a good game, but just a 10-point difference, huge there. A game that wasn't close. Sevier County, that's now a final 40-7 on Mo West. But you were looking at the breakdown. We're still thinking Mo West, the Trojans, that they're going to see some more playing time.
Right. There's one thing that is true, is not all regions are created equal here in the state of Tennessee. And Sevier County, the clear favorites in that Class 5A Region 1. But Mo West, they came into this week in the playoffs at 2-2 in the region and 3-6 overall. So with a loss here, you could be 3-7 and still be dancing next week. Still got a chance.
Because, like you said, really what it comes down to, do you play 500 ball, maybe a little under, a little over in your region? You're in pretty good shape,
right?
Especially if you're taking 4 teams.
You get in, but that sets you up with a road trip to Powell next week. So clearly not an easy one for the first round of the playoffs.
All right, let's get back to Clinton and Halls. You heard from Sam Rothman there at halftime. We had a lot of extracurriculars in this game. A few people have been tossed. Not so much players, but administrators, it sounds like. But hopefully they can just stick to the football. Still 28-14, 9:57 to go here in the third. Hall's on top. This was a tight game. It was 14-14 for a good chunk of the first half. And then all of a sudden, Halls just said, hey, here we go. They kind of got things going, and we saw 2 quick scores by them right before the break.
Yeah, we saw the Dragons tie ball game at the Halls 1-yard line. They could have taken the lead. And then very quickly we saw, nope, that momentum swinging way in the other direction. We now have a 14-point deficit.
And you were talking about, too, Halls for this one, they're playing for seeding now. So you were saying earlier, if they lost this game, and they could still lose this game, it's only a two-score game, Sevier County's in their future. We saw one tonight.
That's exactly right, because West, who's been rolling into the postseason, they're going to leapfrog into that 3 seed because they have the tiebreaker against Halls.
But the way things stand right now, with Halls on top, then it's going to be West.
Halls victory, West has to travel to Sevier County.
And that's going to be an interesting matchup with the way West has been playing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And West could make that one a competitive battle over there, because Sevier County maybe not the team we saw last year. They're clearly still a good ball club with wins over Greenville, and, they clearly have a shot to win that region, but might not be the juggernaut that we saw last year that rolled into the with an undefeated season.
All right, Hall's keeping this one on the ground as they now start their march toward the end zone. Michaelis Daniel, see his name called several times tonight. He scored a couple touchdowns as well for Halls.
Yeah, you got things rolling for them early with, I believe, the first 2 touchdowns of the game were heading off to him.
Got a timeout. So they run one play and say, hey, we're on Friday Frenzy Live, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'd prefer you guys get a look at us over here on the sideline and making plays up the field. Beautiful red jerseys.
Yeah. Oh, we also do have a player down, so it looks like we had that. Maybe it was an official's timeout on that one. So we'll take back some of the laughter there. We didn't see the player down on the field, so hopefully he'll be okay for you. We're watching a handful of games though. Take a look. You got Halls on the left. We've got the Mavericks and the Tornadoes on the right. A 10-point game. Anderson County down. Gillum looking back, but now going to try to run with it. And that time Alcoa, they just close on him quickly.
Yeah, this is a gut check drive for the Mavericks, but the defense there, they are all over in the backfield. Alcoa's got some big boys coming after the quarterback.
Yeah, they really do. And, this has been as we mentioned, they've only given up about 61 points a game this year, Alcoa. They are tough to move the ball on. They are definitely tough to score on, that is for sure.
Yeah, when you're rolling into the postseason without a loss and only allowing your opponents under 7 points per contest, I like those numbers.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you, if there's one team that can strike quick, and we saw it, they scored early in this one, about from the same position. They were really backed up into their own end zone. Looks like maybe we've got another timeout here on the field as well. They're going to talk about this one, but Anderson County, I mean, it was about a 98-yard play, something like that, to take an early lead, 7-0 in this one. But Alcoa has come back. Anderson County closed the gap a little bit, but then what Tornadoes do, they come right back and widen the gap once again.
Yeah, they must have watched our segment on Player of the Week with Jason Thompson because they've been keen on him tonight, that's for sure.
All right, let's go back out to Clinton and Halls. The timeout, the player apparently up. Well, hopefully they walked off on their own accord. We do hope that they're okay. And we're back to action now for you here. Halls taking on Clinton. Halls all in their red here at home. As they're looking ahead to the postseason, like to finish with a win here, keep that momentum going into the postseason, and they'll keep it on the ground. And again, a big game this time coming up for Halls, and it's Daniel again on the carry, and the senior having a good night.
Yeah, who else? You got to keep the momentum rolling as you're headed into the postseason next week, and they look like they might be ready to go on a run, maybe pull off a road victory next week, whether that's at Sevier County or at Tennessee. They've got a shot to go on the road and pull off an upset.
No huddle that time. Lefko's pass, though, incomplete. So after a couple of running plays, Hall's hoping to catch maybe Clinton, thinking run again, going across the middle. Oh, what a catch! You know what?
Play of the night right there.
I got to tell you, I used to do that. When I was a kid, I was a ball boy for, gosh, I don't know how many seasons, but man, I have some great memories. I also do remember, too, one time they had spotted the ball, and I thought they just set it down for me, and I picked it up, and they still had to measure. So I put the ball back down. I think I gave my team a first down.
You have an assistant coach possibly saying, yeah, we might be short. Go grab that ball.
Grab that ball, put it back down about half a yard to the right. But no, boy, great memories, man. Being a ball boy, and then obviously going on, and then when you get to play, it's so much fun. All right, Lefko under some trouble there. Clinton, boy, all over him that time. He was looking; he had nowhere to go with that football.
Right, we saw earlier in the game, Lefko moving around in the pocket. He looks like he's playing at his best when he's under pressure. For that time, swallowed up there by the defense. A big sack.
And good to see, too, from Clinton. I mean, you're down. You gave up 2 quick scores there toward the end of the first half. You're still down, but this team not folding, and they're coming after you.
Right, I believe that was Hayden Atkins in there on the sack.
All right, so you got to think that was a big loss.
Getting chilly out there. We see the breath.
It's like watching the Green Bay Packers. All right, here we go. There's the pass. Let's see where'd it go? It was knocked down. All right.
Yeah, to stop here. Stop and a score. We got ourselves a ball game.
All right,
fourth down.
Yeah. So let's see, 4th and, 8 minutes to go here in the third.
What's the yard to gain here? 4th and.
Is it 4th and too much? Yeah. Now there's something they're kicking it away if you hear the PA there. So 4th and a little bit too much to go. Yeah, with the 2-score lead too. Why not? So
right, send the rush here.
And the whistles are blown. Hopefully somebody move.
Flag on the play.
False start.
Yeah, false start.
Give the Dragons a little more.
And this would be big for Clinton if they can, get the ball, go back downfield, pull within 1. you've got a whole different ball game going on here.
We saw, especially in the first half, second quarter, they have the ability to move the ball. Their offense certainly been quiet in the second half. Credit to the Red Devils' defense, but we've seen what Clinton's capable of in this game.
High snap, but here's the kick.
It's like
it's going to get a Hall's bounce, that's for sure.
Friendly bounce. It's like, heard that one. I heard you, Coach.
Coach is happy. Says, "All right, you know what? Special teams sometimes takes care of business." Brent Hughes and company. They got a two-score lead right now.
The punt is down on the 10-yard.
All right, let's get you updated on some other games we're watching for you. Is this are we back at
Coalfield, Oliver
Coalfield?
Springs. Looks like another Coalfield. Looks like they might be running away with this. It was 21-7, I believe.
34-7.
34-7. So, yeah, looking like this could be a 6th consecutive regular season region championship for Coalfield.
Yeah, and that'll be 8 straight wins for Coalfield if they wrap things up here in the regular season with yet another victory. All right, let's go back, take a look at Alcoa and Anderson County, and this happened a little earlier as we're going back in time here for you to kind of get you up to on where we are now. We picked this one up after the score as you were watching live. But this was Alcoa Highway as they came right back down. Alcoa Highway, oh my goodness, I did it again. Alcoa, Jacoby Cooper, was that Condis Cherry? Yeah, the junior. Great run there for Cherry. Take a look at it again. Great job by the guys up front as well. He had all kinds of room there.
Cherry said, I'm going to slide into the fast lane. We're rolling. It can be Alcoa Highway. They're rolling in. They got the speed for it.
27-17 is your score, so a 10-point game. Anderson County, though, still got to be feeling pretty good about where they're sitting in this game, even though they're down. And it's now final. Oh, so painful for Chuckey Doak, but for Gatlinburg-Pittman, let the celebrations begin. 10-0 after that win tonight.
Right. Congratulations to the Highlanders. They are now heading to the postseason 10-0. Coach Tyler Williams and gang. First time since 2006, like we said.
Yeah, I tell you what, this team's looking good. You know, they won 41-0 last week, 52-7 this week. They're on a roll right now.
Right, and 2006 might not seem like that long ago, but a lot of these players weren't even born on that team when that happened.
They definitely weren't even thinking about playing football, that is
That's
for sure.
For sure.
All right, great point. Let's go back out Alcoa, Anderson County. Let's find out where we are right now. Looks like Alcoa with the football right now, as you see their quarterback being helped up off the ground. Number 18, Thomas Manu, the junior. He was the backup last year, so this is his first year at the helm of this offense for Alcoa, and has done a fantastic job.
Yeah, and you know, of course, when you play at a school like Alcoa, you're going to have weapons all around you. You know, Condis Cherry, Jameer Dean, Jalen Pinson, Jamiris Abana. Man, they got guys all around them, but as a junior, looking pretty good for a team that's 10-time reigning state champions. You can play football when you're given the QB1 position on a ball club like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Alcoa keeping the ball on the ground. Nice move, cutting it back. Picking up some huge yards there for Alcoa.
Again?
Yeah, Cherry doing a great job. You know, Alcoa, they've been averaging around 38 points in the first half. Had 21 in the first half. Something else for Anderson County to feel pretty good about.
Oh yeah, you know, you never want to, as a coach, you know, go into finish a game with moral victories. But when it's a team like Alcoa, if you can head into the postseason, say a 1-score loss, you're feeling good because you definitely like your odds better at home, and that's not going to happen in the postseason against Alcoa. They're going to be at home all the way through, but. You say, hey, we played toe-to-toe with these defending state champs, taking a shot here.
Yeah, Manu with the long ball, but almost picked off, overthrew his receiver, but Anderson County there almost came up with a big defensive play.
And this is a huge, huge defensive drive for the Mavericks. A stop here, you're right back in it with a score, but got to take care of business on the defensive front.
Really do. Anderson County needs to dig in here. I mean, this would be a huge, if they can get the ball back here, and be able to go down and put some points on the board. But right now, Alcoa Highway, they can do anything. As you just read off a handful of names where Manu can go to with this football, whether it's keeping it on the ground or going airborne with it. They've got so many weapons on this team, so much talent.
Gabe St. John with the diving attempt for the interception. That would have been huge, but it's a defense. Big possession here.
All right, handoff again. Looks like Cherry again back up the middle, but Anderson County hanging in there, hanging tough, bringing them down. Handful of players there on the tackle there for Anderson County.
Yeah, the big boy Jackson Hill, senior.
So 3rd down, Alcoa.
Huge 3rd down. You can hear. I've been to that stadium once this year. It was a Thursday night, and it was roaring. It was ruckus. It was loud. They get incredibly loud there. It sounds like kneeling on a 3rd down.
Let's see what. Yeah, not quite. Close though. Manu and company. Let's see what they do this time. They're going to go to the air with it. He drops back. No, takes off and runs. Has a lot of room.
And he looks like he might have the yardage there.
I think he might. Got a flag on the field.
Oh, that's a big one. If he was dancing back there, could it be a holding call?
That's what I'm thinking. Yep.
Crowd seems to think so. So now we're setting up with 3rd and long. 3rd and 17, I believe it should be.
Something like that. But again, with Alcoa, until it says 4th down.
Yeah, exactly. And set up around the 50. You get a chunk play here. Might be 4 down territory because they want to put this one away.
Sure. And here's an opportunity to do that. So Manu again will work out of the shotgun, drops back, then rolls now to his left, and he is brought down.
What a play.
Great pursuit that time too by the Anderson County defense.
I think that was Sean Campbell. This is going to set up a punt. Casey's on the move as she anticipates the Anderson County offense taking over. 10-point game in the Mavericks. Looks like we might have a little freeze frame there. She's getting in position.
Yeah, we'll check back with that in just a second. We're going to take a break here, go back out to that game, let you know this could be an exciting finish. Looks like Anderson County is going to get the ball back. Stay with us more to Friday Frenzy Live in just a moment. get back to the action here, Friday Frenzy Live. We're with you for about another 40 minutes. Halls, Clinton right now. Halls with the football. Lethco with the pass completion. Great move after the catch by Brody Rogers, the senior. And Halls on the move, and that means we're going to move downfield as well with them.
The Devils trying to put this game away here, moving toward the checkered end zone.
So, Halls with a great opportunity here. Huge drive for them. Like you said, they can put this one away against Clinton. Clinton's just kind of been knocking on the door. It's almost like they've been hanging on, saying, we're not going to let you get away from us, but this may be the opportunity Hall's looking for.
Right, we mentioned the chippiness, the extracurriculars on the sidelines. Season might be over, but there's a little more to play for.
All right, so let's take a look at it here for Halls. Amari Lethco handing it off. Hall's keeping it on the ground this time, and he's got Daniel again on the carry. Try to cut it back, maybe picked up a few yards there.
Yeah, McConnell's Daniel, he's about as shifty as they come.
Good look at the turf, by the way, if you ever wonder what the grass looks like there, it's not real. All right.
There's a lot of turf fields around these parts.
All right, so you're looking at Clinton at Halls. In one box, we've got Alcoa, Anderson County on the right side of the screen as we're continuing to watch that one. That's a 10-point game right now. Alcoa up on the Mavericks. Here's a deep ball, though, from Halls downfield, just overthrows his intended receiver there. They were going for the 6. Hall's trying to strike on that one, but just a little bit too much behind that one. We're going to focus on the Alcoa game here for just a moment and get you up to date here. Watch this one here. Looks like we have a timeout. There's Coach Nix. Boy, what a job he has done in his time at Alcoa. Just kind of kept things moving when he took over. A lot of people are like, well, can they keep it going? Yeah, they can. That is for sure. Looks like we got a player coming off here. He's going out to check on one of his men there, and that's Carter Cowart, a senior, 6'2", 220 defensive lineman. And hopefully he's going to be okay there. Looks like he's favoring that right foot there. Going back to the Halls game here for a second. Snap and nothing.
Story over there? I was told that they were going after the coach, but then I heard that
we got Sam on the sideline.
That's all right. So what happened is somebody screamed out something.
Okay.
We're getting the inside scoop.
Yeah. It's like we're eavesdropping on a conversation.
For some reason, decided that they are the ones that said it. And said
everybody behave yourselves. All right, third down coming up here.
Administrator, principal, AD, but maybe a teacher.
We're learning about the extracurriculars that did get a few people tossed from this ball game.
Sam mentioned there were some administrators, I want to say from Clinton, that were tossed from the game. And it looks like we've got another timeout there at Halls. All right, back to the action. Anderson County looks like a big pickup here against Alcoa. And again, I tell you what, this is one we're going to have to watch because Anderson County is not going to go down without a fight. That is for sure. Down by 10. Jason Thompson with the carry there just a moment ago.
And it looks like they're just over into tornado territory, so at this point in the game, you really need to score, and probably in 4-down territory as well.
Hand it off again, Thompson. So picked up a few yards there.
Looks like maybe a penalty.
Second down and 10.
Referee's talking.
So I thought maybe second down and 9. All right, so maybe not a few, just 1 yard.
That was not a third down. They hadn't shifted it. We're back to second down.
Yeah. Ball on the 47. And the thing with Anderson County, again, they can run it, but they can also throw it. So Alcoa's defense needs to.
Gillum loves throwing that fade ball.
Yeah, he does. Here comes Thompson running right at us. Has a few blockers. Where'd he go?
Watch out.
There he comes, still with the football running out of bounds there. Big pickup there for Anderson County.
Yeah, coming at you, Casey.
Casey's been in the, they've had the ball coming right at her a couple times tonight. We saw some deep balls as well. Halls with the touchdown as they're celebrating just up the road from us here, up Broadway. Again, Halls with the score. Big score for Halls in this one as they're looking to put this one away tonight.
That one might do it. Might be enough to pull us out of reach. 3-score game. 3 minutes to go. And looking at maybe throwing in some backups as we cruise into the playoffs.
So there's the snap and the kick. Looks good. Ref confirms it. 35-14 right now. So again, Halls in good shape right now. as we're getting, as the clock continues to tick down in that game. But a big touchdown for Halls right now as they're looking to put that one away.
Right, that should set up a road matchup in the first round at Tennessee High School next week if everything holds in the standings over there in 5A Region 1. Looks like they will be on the road at Tennessee next week.
Looks like Casey's getting in position in the back of the end zone. Well, that means Anderson County is knocking on the door here.
A huge drive.
Huge drive for the Mavericks, that is for sure. Here's Gillum taking the snap with the handoff into Thompson, carrying, dragging a couple of Alcoa defenders with him, but finally he is brought down after a decent pickup, and kind of gives a pat there to the Alcoa defensive lineman as well. So.
Yeah, I'm no offensive coordinator, never had any looks for being hired as one, but I'd say give the ball to Jason about every time, and that might save my job.
I was going to say, just keep giving it. Yeah, give it to Jason, and then just when when you're thinking Jason, then let Gillum let one loose here, right?
Absolutely.
Kid's got an amazing arm, that's for sure. Especially after the injury he's been through, the way he's been slinging the ball around tonight. It's something to watch.
There we go again, Thompson. Defense keying.
Yeah, that time just a few yards on the carry.
Clock is chewing. Down 2 scores.
Take a look. There you go.
You got time.
Yep.
You can afford at this point some time to run off. Now, get under that 5-minute mark.
Blair Goodson's been on a couple of tackles here for Alcoa.
In shotgun.
Again, going to Thompson. I think they heard you. Just keep giving it to Thompson. He is pushing his way through
when
there.
in doubt, give the ball to the best athlete on your team.
So it looks like he may have picked up the first down.
Chewing the clock.
Let's see, I'm trying to listen to the PA announcer.
First down.
First down. There you go. Okay. There you go, Casey getting us up today. Ball on the 14. Casey quickly back to the action. There you go. Handoff again to you-know-who.
And that's a game plan stack. They're going to get them to stack the box. We might see that fade around to the corner of the end zone. We'll see.
So we got a player down there, a lineman for Anderson County. Is it Jackson Hill?
Jackson Hill, the senior.
So we're going to come out and check on him. But this is a huge drive, obviously. Fourth quarter, clock is ticking. You score here, it's a 3-point game.
Right, and you definitely want the touchdown, but you got to get a field goal,
right. Regardless
of
a one-score game.
Right, you have to get points on the boards no matter what on this drive.
Yeah, that's true. For Alcoa, though, you got to sit there and think, well, if we can hold them to a field goal, yeah, okay, it's still a one-score game, but we held them to a field goal.
Right, and then whenever the Tornadoes have the ball, there's no such thing as being safe on the defensive side. So,
as we have seen, I mean, you've mentioned a number of the guys that they have to go to in key moments. The thing I'm fascinated in watching as this plays out is that we really haven't seen Alcoa in a game like this coming down to the end where it's still anybody's ball game.
Yeah, not since week 1 against Maryville.
That's right.
That was the last time we saw them in a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. That one finishing, I believe, 28-21 was the final. It was
in
close. Week 1, a one-score game. But, hey, a touchdown here, huge momentum swing for the Mavs.
All right, let's go back and take a look at the touchdown. We told you Halls scored, and it came in the air, left go. His receiver was wide open, Brody Rogers on the receiving end. That made it look easy right there for Halls, but that was a huge score to give them 35, up 35-14. And now they're back live here. We understand Halls with the football, so they're in control right now as this game is getting closer to the finish. Looks like they've got to help some of the players up there, but Hall's moving the ball once again.
Right, the first team offense is still out there. They're not resting anything yet. One more score, that might change things, but Hall's clicking on all cylinders, and right now it looks like the Dragons might be laying down for the first time tonight.
So there's the handoff. Daniels again. Daniel with the carry.
Daniel on the run.
Yeah, keep the ball on the ground, run that clock, chew it up. Let's get to the postseason.
I think that's exactly what Halls is thinking right now. Is they've got their eyes set now on next week. They know there will be more football to play.
November football.
Football. It's cold out there tonight, that is for sure. By the way, happy Halloween to everybody.
Happy Halloween. If you're watching, wrapping up your trick-or-treating.
Yes, 9:30. You're turning off the porch light at this point, right?
Yeah, no
Usually
more.
around 9 o'clock.
No more visitors.
No more visitors. You can just sit back and watch some football here. Lefko on the keeper, fake the handoff. He's going to hang on to it. Goes to his left, picks up some big yards there for you. So a good run there by the quarterback.
Keep the chains moving, keep the clock running. That's the recipe right here for the Devils. Again, we said they got to keep everybody healthy as they're going to have to go on the road next week in the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, a little bit of a road trip. You said, what, Tennessee High, right? That's
Tennessee High.
That's who they're going to be matched up with. So last home game, we're thinking here for Halls.
Right.
This season. They're going to get to the state finals. They're going to have to put some miles on the bus. Okay, this time rolling to the right. Lefko let one loose toward the end zone. Oh, off his fingers. Terrell Chandler, like to have that one back.
We would love to have that one back. And here we go with the Mavericks on that drive that could determine the game over here at our game of the week.
All right, so there you go, Casey. Thank you. Ball on the 7. Was it 3rd and 7?
3rd and 7, 7.5 to go. We got time, but you certainly would like to have a score on the board before that 5-minute mark because your defense got to get a stop.
So there you take a look at John David Gillum, quarterback. Oh, I think we got some movement
up front. Everybody's pointing at everybody.
This one may be backing up, I have a feeling.
You see some clapping in the Tornado secondary. They seem to think, well, they both seem to think it's the other team, but Alcoa is jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I like that reaction from Jameer Dean.
That's the confirmation we were looking for.
Yeah, and the hands up in the air. Eli Tolley, he did not like that call.
No, he did not. All right, so let's see what Anderson County does. Do they stick to their game plan here, or do they say, okay, let's go back. We've lost 5 yards. It's something else. Hall's just scored, by the way. Brody Rogers again. He's put in the end zone a couple of times. The senior wide receiver for Hall, so that should make it, after an extra point, would make it a 42-14 game.
He told Terrell Chandler, don't worry about it, I got you.
Gillum with the pass across the middle, touchdown Anderson County. Oh, we got 2 touchdowns for you here in the double screen. And again, no shock there, Jason Thompson.
Yeah, Jason Thompson. No, that was Gabe St. John.
Gabe
St. John. So we've got
8,
ourselves
6s, 9s, they all look the same.
An extra point, and we've got ourselves a 3-point ball game. That's even closer than we saw that Maryville game in the 4th quarter, week 1 of the season. So Anderson County not done yet. Extra point for the Red Devils, no good, but that still is going to be, what, a 41-14 game over there.
There's your extra point for Anderson County, and that one is good. So it's a field goal now difference.
And we've seen they can get some field goals. We saw a long field goal in the first half, a long field goal for Anderson County, that is. So they've got a kicker that can
yeah. It might come down to that, too.
If it comes down to it, send us to overtime. Hey, why not?
Why not? Hey, we still got, my math, 27 minutes to go here until we wrap up at 10 o'clock. And, of course, if the game runs over that, Sam's going to have highlights for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have all the highlights in the show at 11.
All right, we got a highlight coming up for you. Oliver Springs Coalfield, another big matchup we've been watching. It's a 7-2 against the 6-3, but this one's been all Coalfield for the most part tonight. Yeah, there we go. Straight up the middle, another big touchdown there for Coalfield. So they're running this one up. Was it Hayden Hendrick?
Hedrick. We've seen him score at least once tonight, so he's racking up the points. And like we mentioned, this will be a 6th consecutive 1A region title for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, 41-7 the score, looking for their 8th straight win here after losing their first 2 of the season. They have been on a tear, that is for sure. You may have mentioned this earlier, Sam. They won their last 2 games by a combined score of 90-0 against Wartburg Central and Greenback. So Coalfield, they're not messing around. They're going to be a team to watch in the postseason without question. The Yellow Jackets looking really good this year.
Right, that will lock up the 1 seed in 1A Region 2. So they're going to host through the playoffs, that's for sure.
Yeah, all right, let's go back to Anderson County. Boy, this one's not over. This one's not even close to being over.
Here she comes.
Yeah, here you go. Get ready for Ella. After Anderson County kicks here, she's hoping there'll be some more kickoffs before this one's over. So Anderson County getting ready to kick it away. Ella waiting to go get the tee. They got to wait for the play to be over, though. So the kick is on its way. We'll let you know when the play is over, because that's when Ella's going to take off.
Yeah, forget the actual play here. There she
you
goes.
go. Yeah, we heard the whistles. Ella heading out. Could this be the last time we see her in action? She is retiring after this game. Picks up the tee. Wastes no time.
What a try. She's still in her prime. Potentially watching history here.
There you go. How long you got to train Ella to do that? If I do that, my dog runs out, either gets out there and would look at me like, you want me to pick this up?
Yeah.
Or gets halfway back and drops it and then goes off somewhere else.
Yeah, strenuous training, and she's got, her little sister is in the training. She's been training her little sister for the last, I believe, 2 years and some change. So
right.
They got a game plan for her once she's done, but happy retirement. We're hoping, at least for Anderson County's sake, that she gets to trot out there at least one more time tonight.
Right. Otherwise, that may have been the last time we see Ella in action before she retires. All right, Alcoa, Anderson County. Let's go back to that live action for you. Alcoa now up by 3, 27-24, 6:24. Clock is ticking to go in this one. Ball on the 24-yard line. So Alcoa's got some ground to cover, but if there's a team that can do it, it's the Tornado.
All right, plenty of time to work with. Probably going to keep the ball on the ground, but knowing Alcoa, they could take a deep shot at any moment.
Here's the key, though. You want to take some time off that clock, but you want to move the ball. You don't want to give it back to Anderson County too soon, especially the way they've been playing offensively.
All you got to do is keep moving the chains. Easier said than done, but that's the game plan.
All right, Manu, he's one guy who you definitely want to have the ball in his hands. Big pick up there. Nice job for the quarterback, man. Just lowers his head and just barrels over a few people.
Right, you like a quarterback that can, meet a linebacker head on, and it might seem to be a little more pain for the defense than the offense.
I mean, every drive is going to be key, but this is really big for Alcoa right now.
Right, they've been so perfect for the last 10 years, and you'd love to head into the postseason unblemished. A loss going in, you're still going to be hosting. Right. You're still going to be that 1 seed. This isn't going to change any of that, but you definitely want to keep that record spotless going in. And you got that mindset that nobody can touch us. That's what you want heading into the postseason.
All right, let's see what Thomas Manu and company can do here. There's the snap. Fake the handoff, rolls right. Completion. Let's see what they can pick up here afterward. Nice job by Anderson County there on the pursuit.
Yeah, a little bit of a bobble by Jalen Pinson. They secured it, stopped the clock. Not sure if that's what you want to do, but it might have got the yard to gain, and that's all that matters for them right now. I see a 1 on the board, so second down.
Second down, yep. 5:03 to go here in the game.
Seeing the defense make a stop before. That crowd is in it. Looking for some Sports Center plays here.
It's like second down and 1. Manu handing the ball off to Cooper. He is fighting for that yard. And I'm gonna think if that's what it was, I think he's got it.
The offensive line giving him that final push at the end before, and that will give us a first down at the 44, it looks like, maybe a little further closer to midfield.
So for Alcoa, they're going to try to keep that clock going. Anderson County, now you're going to have to start bringing those timeouts in here at some point. Still going to let the clock go a little bit. You're only down by 3, but
you want to come in, if you can get your offense back on the field with 2 minutes, but none of that matters. All that matters is they get a stop at this point, because you give a score to the Tornadoes, might be.
I tell you, you'll give them a field goal.
Right. Field goal can work with. You just got to leave. If you have no timeouts left, you want at least a minute, 2 minutes, ideally, to march down the field.
Condas Cherry in the backfield there. Looks like we had a timeout.
Tornadoes pulling us over to the side. Because it's a big drive for them, not just Anderson County.
Look at 77. I mean, what's that? Jacob Crow, a senior, 6'8", 278.
Yeah, he's going to be playing football for a while. This is not. I would be very surprised if this was his final season playing football. That's a college football player if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, so he is a big kid right there up front there for Alcoa. Anderson County, this is where you get the pep talk to the defense.
All right, yeah, seniors, if there's a highlight moment of your career, one that you want to be telling your kids about in 20 years or plus, Make this moment this moment.
Both these teams obviously heading to the postseason.
You got the worm's eye view.
The worms on artificial?
Probably not. I keep that thing
Artificial
pristine out there. He's out there picking
those
up
little rubber pellets.
Yeah,
right from the,
picking up after Ella.
All right, here we go. All right, timeout's over. Alcoa Highway. I had gone so long without calling them Alcoa Highway, and then I call them Alcoa Highway.
We're out of roll.
Manu takes the handoff to Cherry, looking
Taking a
downfield, airing it out. Caught. Big gain. Great catch that time. Jameer Dean. So Alcoa on the move. That's a big play.
If you're going to call a timeout on first down, you're dialing something up. And, man, did they dial something up there as Jameer Dean, they got a shot to put this one away. 2 scores, just 3 minutes to go about. We're nearing that point, 3 minutes to go. This could be the nail in the coffin.
So here's the deal. Do you keep it on the ground now at this point? Just
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
try to milk some of this clock a little bit.
You clearly, you still got to line the gain because you can't finish up with a field goal, but chew that clock. Because if it does come down to a field goal,
I know
you want to give Anderson as little time as possible, but they're clearly going for the end zone.
This time they're going to keep it on the ground. Looks like that's Cooper, Jacoby Cooper.
Yeah, what a tackle by Reese Russell on the edge.
Or was that Micah Jones? I can't tell. The 8s and the 9s are all.
I thought it was Cooper.
Yeah, I thought it was Cooper as well, but I see 9 out there.
They're both out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get to the edge and you're the smaller man and you got to make a play. You can't ask for a much better tackle than that by the senior safety, Reese Russell. Clock is chewing though.
It is. All right, so we do definitely have Micah Jones back there, number 9. You see him right there on the left side of the screen, standing right there behind Manu. They're going to hand it to him again. This time kind of tries to weave his way, pick up a few yards there as he gets closer to the end zone.
It's going to be 3rd down. But that clock still ticking down. We're going down. And they're trying to take everything off the clock, and I'm not sure does Anderson County where they're at with timeouts right now.
So you go 2:50, 3rd down, ball on the 9. There's Jacob Crow right there, 77.
Yeah, went his way every time. About 2.5 minutes.
Alcoa, no hurry. You would expect that right now under this situation. This time, though, man, it looks like he's going to throw. And incomplete.
Incomplete.
So
That's going to set up 4th down. We've got a decision to make.
Yes,
do we take the points or do we go for the sealer?
I think it looks like they're bringing on special teams.
Whew. As pure entertainment value, this is what you want to see.
Right,
you want to
exactly.
see, okay, down 6. Can Anderson County pull it out?
Hats off to the Mavericks defense.
Oh, that.
Holding them to a field
What
goal.
an incredible stop. Almost lined up across the board. The Mavericks look smaller in size and stature than Alcoa, but they playing much bigger on this drive.
Right, there's the kick. It's good. All right, so we got a 6-point game.
6-point game, just over 2 minutes should be left. About 2:16. Hey, this is what you dream of.
All right, Jason Thompson, that's part of your playbook for if you're Anderson County.
Yeah, part of it, probably all of it.
Yeah, say all of it. Last time we saw, that's where they kept going for the most part.
Right, 2 minutes though. You can't. You can get a couple run plays in there, but you can't be entirely marching down the field. And we will see Ella at least one more time.
Yeah, we might. We might see Ella out on the field. She's itching over there to get out there and pick up the tee.
Oh yeah.
All right, where are we going next? Coalfield, another touchdown. All right, Coalfield was up 41-7. It looks like they're putting some more points on the board. And there you go. So Coalfield running this one up against Oliver Springs. All right, so 48-7. So that game is over. Coalfield up by 41 late in the 4th on this one, even though that one didn't kick off until about 7:30. I don't see Oliver Springs putting 41 up here on the board, in this one at least. So Coalfield in control of that one, looking good. Boy, Coalfield, they've scored 414 points this season. They've given up 94. They're averaging 46.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good,
yeah.
48-7, yeah, exactly. So.
And they're now going to finish the season 8-2 overall, perfect 7-0 in region play. Count out those region titles.
And here's the thing, too.
4, 5, 6.
They haven't lost a game on the road. And they're going to pick up another one.
Yeah, except they don't have to play on the road, at least for the first 2 rounds.
And that's the thing, they're 3-2 at home. So it's kind of like Anderson County we were talking about a moment ago. Their only 2 losses have come at home. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to keep an eye on some of these other games that are still going for you. Got some close ones, especially that Anderson County-Alcoa game. We'll have more of that when Friday Frenzy returns. All right, welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Ella, just like a lot of people, anxious right now on the sidelines, willing their team into the end zone. Here's the deal. Clock's ticking down. We are late in the 4th on this one. Alcoa with a 6-point lead, but Anderson County, you see there on the 12-yard line, 1:36 to go.
Yeah, 1st and 10, 1:36. You're playing this strategic because you have to get in the end zone, but you do not want Alcoa to have any time left if you can get in the end zone.
So let's see what Gillum and company can do here. Ball on the 12. Gillum's going to keep it. Then throws to the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, wow. My goodness, Levelle.
Yeah, that is a moment that you will be talking about for years to come. But the defense now with the challenge at their backs. Anderson County an extra point away from taking the lead. Welcome to Class 4A Alcoa.
All right there, Jackson Payne, the place kicker. he can give Anderson County that 1-point lead with just a hair over a minute to go in the game.
Yeah, talk about the biggest extra point of your life so far. Alcoa rolling through 3 of the last 4 years. Anderson County trying to say,
oh, flag.
Oh, this could make for a longer extra point. Depending on what we got going on here.
Yeah, to say they may do it here or they may do it after the kickoff. Maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct or something after the
Typically, that's what you'll get after a play, some talking by one team or the other. See at the bottom of the screen, Central going final with a win over Karns.
Boy, 21-20, tight win there. Karns coming back in that
didn't
game.
give up.
Yeah. Looks like they moved about half the distance to the goal line. I think they moved up a little bit. So
short extra point. Does that throw you off?
All right, so here you go. Here's the kick. Payne, it's on the way. You can hear the crowd. It is a 1-point lead.
Mavs in command. 1:20 and some change to go for the Tornadoes.
All right, so now we're gonna learn a lot about this Alcoa team.
Yeah.
Right, just over a minute ago, until you go back, like you said, the first game of the season against Maryville, they haven't been in a situation like this.
Right, and again, this is something that it's your welcome to Class 4A, as Anderson County has owned this region for a while. They're trying to say, not so easy can you come in and stomp over us.
If you're going to do it, you got to come through our home. And so, boy, this is going to be a heck of a final. We're with you for about another 8 minutes, so we're going to keep a close watch on this one. We know it won't go to overtime.
Right.
So
you're either going to have a walk-off, depending on how quick this next score is, if there's another score, or that Maverick defense is going to put up the stand of their lives like they've been so impressive in this second half.
Yeah, we'll see what Brian Nix has up their sleeve. All right, we're going to stick with this for a second. Do we need to take a break? We're going to stick with this, I'm told. All right, sounds good. So if you're Brian Nix now, what do you tell your team? You can't let them, mentally get caught up in the fact that they just went down by 1 with about a minute 20, minute 30 to go.
Yeah, no pressure. We've only won 10 consecutive state championships. Don't feel any pressure. No,
right.
You're focusing on this season. It's one game at a time. And right now, they've been, again, they haven't had these close games, so they haven't really had to go win one since back in, August, with Maryville in that week 1 action. So right now, you're saying, hey, do you believe we're the better team? Do you think that we can go and win an 11th consecutive state championship? And we're about to find out right here, because this is big time for getting that 1 seed in the region.
Yeah, and that would be huge, obviously, for Alcoa, newcomers to 4A. So let's find out what happens. We're going to see Ella at least one more time after the kick. She'll go out and get the tee, but let's find out here what happens, first of all, as far as field position. The kick on its way. Let's see what Alcoa can do. Will they get a chance to return? We had a flag down. I think the ball went out of bounds.
Looks like that's going to set them up.
Yeah, and that's probably not what Anderson County wanted.
Not quite.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. First of all, they'll make sure they're not going to kick it again before Ella goes out there and gets the tee. There she goes.
She's going to get it regardless. If they got to do it, she'll get it 2 in a row.
I got to think this might be it. This might be our last
watching history,
opportunity.
folks. History in the making.
Take a look. Good question from our director. Does Ella get Player of the Week if Anderson County wins this game?
Yeah, they can. There's
probably they came and got the tee. We're going to see Ella again. Yeah,
it looks like dozen players, including Ella, that could be listed as Player of the Week if they pull this one out.
Good call by our producer. I think they're going to kick this again. So here we go. They marched it back.
It's getting me a little confused.
Yes, I just went out there. Where's my water?
In a game like this, details matter. We're going to kick this one away again. If you're Alcoa, you can either set up at the 35, or you could say, hey, we're going to get one of our skill players to have a chance to pick up some extra chunk yardage here.
So let's see what kind of field position Alcoa gets after this kick.
On the way.
Yep, there it goes. Let's see if they get a return here. And they do. Back comes Alcoa. Wasn't a deep kick. Still going to have some pretty good field position. There goes Ella.
We're watching history again.
There you go. History repeats itself. There you go.
What a trot.
Let's just let her keep the tee.
And the crowd is loving it.
Yeah.
She is a celebrity.
All right, good job, Ella. Let's see what Alcoa can do with the football here. Or can Ella's Mavericks hang on for that 1-point win as well as a region title?
Talk about someone who will never have to buy a drink in Anderson County. Ella, you deserve this.
Every restaurant should have a dog bowl for water
with
for
her name
Ella.
on it.
All right, Manu with the ball. This is huge for Alcoa. He has really nowhere to go. He's scrambling with it right now, looking for a receiver, airing it out. Nope.
Just out of play.
bounds. Yep.
Put it at the sideline. If it's close enough, let your receiver make a play. But
he was open.
He was there, 112. And I got to tell you, you can hear it, but I believe me when I say being there at Anderson County and hearing the noise that crowd makes. You know, they got the racket. They're beating on the sides of the walls. The student section, they make it real loud, and right now that's probably about the loudest that they've had there all season.
So we got a flag on the play, so it looks like they're marching Alcoa back. Just adding to the amount of field the Tornadoes are going to have to cover. 1st and 20, ball on the 32.
31-30, what a ball game.
There's that crowd you were talking about, Sam. Getting loud. Manu, nowhere to go. It looks like he's going to be taken down for a sack.
And
Huge
he might
play.
have lost the ball. No, I think he held on to it, but man, a couple of guys in there. Sean Campbell, one of them. And the big fella up front, I believe it was number 57.
I think Alcoa may have just called a timeout.
Eli Tolley in there.
All right, so that's going to bring up 2nd down here. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to let you know what happens here. Stay with us, more Friday Frenzy in just a moment. All right, welcome back, Friday Frenzy Live. Bo Williams, Sam Granville. It doesn't get any better than this. We got 33 seconds left to go in this one. Ball on the 44. Alcoa with a huge play to pick up a first down on fourth. What was it? Fourth and 24.
Fourth and 24. They dialed up the right call across the middle. All kinds of time for Manu, and he delivered a huge pressure play.
All right, they just spiked it, so this should be 2nd and 10 now for Alcoa. As again, Manu's going to have to keep it. He's going to have to run. He's see if he can get out of bounds here. Pick up the first down. Did he get out? No, he doesn't. They're going to have to hurry back to the line. And if he didn't, unless he picked up the first down, they may stop the clock to move the chains.
Clock is moving.
19 seconds.
It's third down, so spike it.
So here we go. Manu spikes it.
That's going to set him up with a fourth down situation, unless he got the first down there.
There we go. So no, they're going to say.
No, he did get the first down, so it'll be second down here.
Or is it 3rd and 1 or 4th?
They might have switched it to a 3rd and 1, so now we're 4th and 2.
I don't know. If we get another look at the clock here. Case, if you can hear us, if we can get another shot real quick of the clock before they snap. Thank you. 3rd and 1. Okay, all right.
Okay. Spike one. Ooh. That's up second down. Over the play. Spike.
My guess is nobody's sitting down in that stadium on either side.
Yeah, for various reasons. Nerves.
Yep.
It's a little chilly.
Manu now. Empty backfield. Looking for a receiver. Did he catch it? He's got it in his hands. Did he catch it?
Did he get out too? Looks like he got out.
Oh my goodness. Is that Jameer Dean?
They're saying.
Case is on the move.
Should be mere seconds left. Can they spike it? They say they got one left. Anderson County says they don't.
Is this one over? It looks like it must be. Anderson County
seems to think so.
They do. Alcoa sitting there, they're thinking they'd have, Alcoa's offense hasn't left the field.
They are pointing, but Anderson County, they got all kinds of fans on the field. If this game somehow isn't over, there could be all kinds of trouble, but it looks like the Mavericks
all right, let's just kind of watch this here and play out here. If they did, Anderson County, what an upset. I guess you'll call it an upset because Alcoa has been perfect all season. And again, Anderson County, congratulations to them. What a win, what a statement being made as they carry this into the postseason.
Anderson County now defending Class 4A. Not so easy. Can you walk in from 3A and stomp on over us on our field? What a comeback. They were down 10, and that was just a gutsy performance by the Mavericks. J.D. Gillum, the whole crew out here as they are waltzing in as region champions.
All right, look, they're already taking their clothes off there in Anderson County on this Halloween. It's too cold. But again, 31-30 the final. Yep, hugs, handshakes all around from both teams. What a game, what a finish. And yeah, there you go. Gillum, all smiles, that's for sure, for the head coach, and he deserves it. Man, what a win tonight.
Right, this will be one that you talk about for years to come when your freshman son was able to pull off that region championship.
What a drive at the end of that game.
Yeah, that's something that you don't see very many college teams, much less high school teams, do with that type of play.
And what a great way to wrap up the regular season here on Friday Frenzy Live. This is just a sample of what we're going to see next week and the week after that in the postseason, I have a feeling.
We got to think that these two meet in a couple of rounds in the playoffs for maybe a 4A region title.
Boy, I tell you what, I would love to have a ticket to that one, but this is going to be something to watch as we move into the postseason. For Sam Granville, I'm Bo Williams. Thanks for watching. Sam's going to have highlights tonight at 11 o'clock.
See you then. Why not? You know, he's leading the state in just about every category right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's a junior. He'll be back again next year. So, I mean, this is just year one, or, you know, one more year to watch him play. Now, Karns with the football right now. They're going airborne as well. Karns looking to end here on a high note. 3-6 on the season right now. They'd love nothing better than to come in and just put a little bit of a damper